And we are here. Hello. Hello. Just let me drag this over. Hello, wonderful people. We are back. Did you miss us? We certainly missed you. We are Some Other Heroes. This is a actual play D&D stream set in the world of floating islands, skyships, dark and deep magic, and just a little bit of mystery here and there splattered in for fun. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. I have the absolute honour of being the DM for this particular game and the world builder for our campaign in general. With me are three amazing people who I absolutely adore doing this with. And today we're going to start with Wayne.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I am Wayne. My pronouns are he, him, and I shall be playing the illustrious Dragonborn Rock today.
Amazing. And following on from that, would you like to go, please, Theo?
Hello, I'm Theo. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing the ever so slightly awkward wizard Eugene.
Brilliant. And last but never least, Charlie.
Hi, I am Charlie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing my glorious chaos goblin demon-brained wonderful satyr, Aisling.
I swear the chaos bit of that gets longer every time, and it's amazing. I'm
add in little expansion packs.
Each level, she gets a new section. That's what it is.
A little bit of DLC in her chaos.
Wonderful. Before we dive in, a few bits of admin as always. First off, a huge shout out to our friends Dice and a Slice. If you like baked goods and if you like D&D or sometimes other TTRPGs, you will love Dice and a Slice. They are a Norfolk-based TTRPG group who just lovely and have been really lovely to us, and actually had Charlie, Theo and I on for a spooky Halloween special, which the second part dropped last week, if I remember correctly, and is very good, beautifully edited. Yeah, Alicia did an amazing job wrangling our complete shenanigans.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yes, sorry.
You brought it on yourself.
We had a lot of fun doing it, and we would encourage you to go and check it out. It's really, really good. It's using the Shiver system, which is really, really lovely, really good system. It is very scary, so be warned. And if that's not to your taste, do check their D&D stream, which is set in a piratical world with missing gods, which is really, really good, and also features our friend Tom, who is from Wicked Game, our second group we'd like to shout out. Wicked Game are an amazing stream who stream a weekly D&D game every Wednesday, set in a school of high magics and high adventure and high danger as well. Nothing more dangerous than the social politics of prom, which is swiftly approaching, and we absolutely love it, and it has been amazing.
So excited.
So if you haven't done so already, please follow Wicked Game. Please check them out. They are lovely people, and yeah. Finally, Wayne, did you want to do a quick shout out? Just generally?
Yeah. This week we just wanted to do a quick shout out because this week was Transgender Awareness Week. We did put some posts out on our social, which I hope you guys managed to have a look at, with some resources that may be interesting and helpful for those of us who want to deepen our knowledge and expand our minds. But we wanted to give a shout out to all of our trans followers and supporters and friends, and just as a way of using this particular week to say that we love you and we appreciate you, and to encourage everyone to find out a bit more, if you are not familiar, about the issues that are facing the trans community, because there is a lot of misinformation, a lot of hyperbole, and etc. But there are some great resources. Like I say, a few are linked in our social media this week, so please, I encourage you to do the work. We just wanted to say that, and more than anything, we want to celebrate trans joy, because We all deserve it, but
No turfs, no Tories.
yeah.
Absolutely no terse, no Tories here. So, I think... Oh, no, one more shout out. I just want to say a huge thank you to Rooney, who has subscribed for 7 months in a
Thanks,
row.
Rooney!
You absolute
Rooney!
star.
Rooney!
Thank you so much. We
Madman.
really do appreciate that. It really does. If you do want to help us out, you can subscribe here, or we have a YouTube channel as well. Drop past and just like and follow us there. Just pop in there. It really helps us out.
And a Kofi.
And we love doing this, but the pennies help keep the lights on if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just share us with friends that you think will enjoy it, because that means just as much as a penny in the pot. So, I guess we should play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh shit, what are the rules? Shit.
I'm glad that everybody switched on for this. This is
What are the
great.
buttons?
Oh no!
Oh
Actually,
wait, character sheet.
yeah. Actually, well, whilst you do that, I have got one further announcement. I wanted to update people on what's happening over the next couple of weeks. We will be back next week, although we will be minus Theo. Unfortunately, has another engagement that they have to get to, but that's okay. We will forge on without them, sad though we may be. And after that, for the first 2 weeks of December, I am really happy to announce we have a very special guest joining us. Tool School from the internet, at Tool School, you should be able to find him there, is going to be joining us for 2 weeks, bringing in a new character and possibly some more tactical advantage for these wonderful free miscreants.
We don't need it.
We don't need
Don't-
it.
Why?
Leave me.
Or just to bring the chaos as well.
We are a finely honed machine. I'll have
Yeah.
Jay is an amazing person. He's been a really lovely supporter for everything that we do in the background, and I am very much looking forward to having him here with these trio. It should be a lot of fun. After those 2 weeks, we have getting ahead of ourselves, and we'll remind you on the social and things like that. On the 18th, we will have a very special episode, kind of a crossover, if you will. Some Other Heroes meets Space at the Table. Where we're going to put the dice aside, sort of, for an episode, and the 4 of us are going to hang out. We're going to chat about what we've been doing. Going to give you an opportunity to ask us lots of questions about the campaign and the characters and the world, or what's our favourite puppy, or anything along those lines.
That's a very important question.
It is-
all of them.
Yep.
Lola.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
All the puppies. Yay, Christmas fireside chat.
Yeah, a Christmas fireside chat for you lovely people to kind of engage with us a bit directly. And
Like a the Adventure Zone.
exactly, that sort of things. We're looking forward to that. That'll be our last show for the year, but it should be a good one to go out on. So there you are. And we'll remind you of this in socials and things anyway, so no need to remember all of this now. So, I think if everyone's got their character sheet and Roll20 and the like open...
And dice.
Yep.
Michelle reminded me to get
Got
dice.
them.
I think we can jump in. Previously, on Some Other Heroes, our 3 adventurers have been on a bit of a tour of the 3 nations of the Scattered Lands.
Lads on tour.
Collecting materials and staff, I suppose, that they need in order to carry on with their current mission to investigate, find out, and just check everything's all right with the Sky Shield via the 5 temples of the Sky Shield. Their first stop to Fallen Peak allowed them to pick up their vessel and meet not one but 2 very interesting characters. First being the inevitable Captain Guy Captain, and the second being a new ally in the form of Kaja. From there, they have travelled to Vadarak, where helping Kaja shut down a cell of smugglers also allowed them to kind of grow some more trust with this person who had kind of instilled themselves in their group, possibly more covertly than everyone else would have liked her to do so. From there, it's been contracts and meetings ever since, as they, first off,
the glamour of D&D.
try to establish what's been going on and what the three of them were up to in their time away from each other prior to that. Deep discussions about and deep revelations about Ashling's journey, what Rock found when he went home to the Empire, and something lighter and more heartwarming in Eugene having his first date. From there, they sequestered themselves to the Navigators Guild to get an official license to allow them to own to use the ship that they owned, and get a captain and crew. They met there Davin Moldrap, a larger-than-life character who has offered to contract them on a permanent basis. In return, what he will do is he will cover some of the costs of running the vessel, and they will run material goods wherever they're going from wherever they're going. Just to allow his mercantile empire to carry on spreading and carry on working. In return, he introduced them to a trustworthy captain of his, Sudar Trueshot, a Vargren, one of the wolf people from the deep south of Daklan. And that is roughly where we left it. And I think what we'll do is we'll kind of abstract the next few days for you all. I think initially you have shown Sudar the ship. Davin comes with you. He's really happy. He's very, very, very happy with the ship. He thinks it's beautiful, thinks it will suit his needs perfectly. He has a contract drawn up for you. And I think between Eugene and Rock, and with Ashling's support, I'm sure, they go over the terms of what's in there. And it's very fair. He's proposing a 50% split on transitory profits. What that means is that 50% will go back into the ship and its upkeep. Any additional profits that come over the top of that will come back to your purse strings directly. But it means that providing you don't have too lean a month or two with what you're shipping, means that the repairs to the ship, the upkeep and the wages of the crew will all be covered. Cover you for Sudar and 10 crew members easily. If you want to add more people, you can do, but that expense will have to come out of your pocket. That's as far as Davin is prepared to go in this particular instance. The impression you get from Davin, it's like he's shrewd, but he's not selfish, if that makes sense. He knows how to run a good business, but he also knows that the best way to profit is to make sure that everybody who works with you wants to work with you again. And that means they need to come away happy and with fat purses. And that's basically his main focus. I think you kind of spend some time with Sudar, and he's very stoic, but he's also quite warm. Once you start talking to him and he kind of warms up to you, he's very happy to talk. He doesn't engage the first conversation a lot of the time. The crew he brings with him are a fierce tabaxi named Akiza, who never is seen without her two longswords strapped across her back. She is fiercely protective of the captain, very sharp-tongued, but you kind of get the sense that she's one of those people that although she's very guarded and kind of seems unfriendly, actually that's because her loyalty is just very hard to buy. But she's very loyal to the captain. Also with him are an air ganassi called Sid, who is a engineer, a bit of an artificer, and conversations with Sid are reasonably hard work. He always would rather be talking to the ship or about the ship. He instantly, upon talking, even though you own the ship, you get the impression he thinks it's his. And he acknowledges your ownership and the fact that you bought that you brought this along, but he is very much like he treats the ship like a child. He gets really upset when people ding or damage anything, and he works really hard with it. The one person he's very, very warm with is the cutter, the medic that they bring along with them, a turtle named Keanu. Now Keanu is a bit of is another strange character, but again very warm with you all, likes you all a lot instantaneously, but is very much secludes himself away downstairs really quickly, and you often see him wearing headphones over his head, and Sid very quickly explains to you it's to shut out background noises when he's concentrating, and it helps him focus and just kind of do what he wants to do and do what he needs to do. But his manner is really pleasant. He would prefer to be talking to you all on a one-to-one basis than in large groups. He's a very nice man. The last person they bring with them is a Herringon named Dutch. A skinny, scrappy character. Short of words, but very hard-working. Doesn't talk about himself at all. Just kind of listens more than anything like that, and just kind of gets on with whatever he's been set, without causing too much hassle. They start setting up the ship after a few hours. Sudar says that he's perfectly happy. He loves the ship. He thinks it's beautiful. It's one of the finest pieces he's seen. He will be honoured to be your captain.
I haven't even decorated yet.
I think from behind Aisling, when she says that, you see Sid kind of like...
Sid's gonna love Aisling.
They're gonna get on like a house on fire. Cool. So,
that's a wicked crew, by the way. That's a good crew. Thanks everyone who helped Chris make the crew.
Oh, that's not all your crew yet. You've still got hires to do.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's just the people's Sudar is bringing with him. Cool. Your first night's stay at Moldrap's manor is really warm and comfortable. His manor is ostentatious.
Gosh, what a surprise.
But there's a cunning sort of comfort to it all. Everything is sort of to display wealth again, but it also is just that tip between gaudy and tasteful.
Glorious.
Just the right time.
I love it.
He is a lot, but he's also really sweet. And I think, and I don't want to talk for your characters, but I feel like he's the sort of character that Aisling gets on like a house on fire. Ooh. But the other two probably find a little more challenging for their personal reasons.
Your face right now, you're like, I don't know what you mean.
But he never does anything to upset any of you, and if you ask for some space, he's perfectly happy to give it. One of the sort of the biggest things you do notice is there is keenly in the foyer as you come into this large place is a beautiful large oil painting of two older humans kind of seated, what the male sitting, who's even older than the female, sitting down, and the woman standing at one shoulder, and sorry, my brain. Davin over one shoulder, just kind of gently. So just the three of them. I don't know if any of you would ask him about who they were.
I definitely would have.
Yeah. So you find out very quickly that's the former Lord and Lady Mordrap. When Davin was a courtesan, he was hired by the Lord and Lady to be their entertainment and companion, and the three of them fell in love. And when the two of them passed away, they left him. They basically adopted him and made him their ward. So he took the title and all the business, and he had been running the business for them for quite some time because he just has a good head for money and a good head for people. So they just trusted him to do it, so they could had their twilight years together and with him and just enjoy it. So he, and you kind of get this sense, because you're quite intuitive with people as well, Ashley. You get the sense that he genuinely misses them. He loved them to pieces. This is not a case of someone taking advantage. This is a case of someone was rewarded for being a good person. And it kind of casts him in a slightly better light than this fop who kind of just floats around all the time.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, I think Rock is probably resistant, but then upon overhearing that story, because he won't ask, sort of then is a little more accommodating of him. But as soon as he starts talking too much, Rock's like, "Oh, Aisling, you must tell him about your maps." And then as soon as she starts, he goes away.
And because I'm intuitive, I fully know what you're doing, but I don't care.
Yeah. That sums Aisling up entirely. Does Eugene have sort of any thoughts or anything that he would like to touch on whilst he's here?
I don't think so.
No, that's fair enough. No, sorry, I just kind of drop you in there. That's fine. Sorry. His library is not as good as your uncle's. It's good, but it's mostly flowery poetry and history books and stuff like that. There's no like some of the really gritty sort of science-based text and magic books that your uncle has, and the stuff that really excites. A couple of nice books to read, I suppose, but that's about it. So, a couple of days go past. The ship's crew kind of start to get everything sorted out, and Sudar asks the three of you to attend the Navigators Guild for some interviews, which go middling to fair. Some of them are really good, and some of them you're like, oh, absolutely not. One of the things you do find, and I'll have an investigation check off of all of you whilst you're doing this.
Do any of them have an Aussie accent?
Hang on one second.
Investigation check, did you say?
Oh!
Investigation check.
I got a nat 20.
Ooh, nice.
What a waste. That's 23 total.
23 total. Excellent.
I got a 12.
A 12?
19.
19. Amazing. So, I think Aisling picks up on this one more than anybody else. You notice one of the humans that come in and you're kind of talking to, and she seems, you know, that little edge where they're almost too good to be true. And as she kind of moves over, you just see the little tiny tip of a flame tattoo on her hip. And I think you wait until the interview's finished and she leaves, and then you're like, absolutely
block,
not.
unsubscribe, report.
Absolutely. Totally been sent to spy on us. Get rid.
Don't contact us. We'll contact you.
Yeah, someone will be in touch.
Yeah.
Do the three, because Sudar's with you through the whole thing, do the three of you explain why that's a thing to Sudar? Because you already asked him about the tattoo.
Yeah, I think
we should, right?
I would probably, I think once we were on the ship, we'd probably sort of take him aside and just kind of say, this is not just some weirdness. Like, we've had problems in the past, and there's some trouble where we're from with this particular organization, and it's people getting everywhere. So this is something to keep an eye out, please.
Yeah, we're not just judgy of tattoos.
Well, no, certainly not.
Maybe a little bit. And I think he does. I completely understand. That is very careful of you. I will also keep an eye out for these marks. And I think it kind of goes a bit smoother after that because he's on your side for that, and he's looking for the same things.
Also, Rock can stop kind of circling everyone like a shark, trying to get a look at them to see if there's anything.
And there's a couple of people, and having Sudar there, between the three of you and Sudar, it's actually quite useful because he knows a lot of these people by reputation, and then some of them like come in, like kind of present themselves quite well, and as soon as they go, he just looks at the three of you and just goes,
Okay, cross off the list.
But you do eventually fill in the remaining members of the team. You hire Astra, a fairy from Masili Court, originally from Klaus Kern, but decided to go out adventuring. They are happy with any gender, any pronouns. The only primary focus that they are concerned about is that they are allowed to keep their best friend and pet, the frog, Wilhelm the frog, on as with them at all times. Wilhelm is a giant frog, so he's about the same size as a dog. And he seems perfectly well behaved. I think possibly Pocket is a little nervous of the whole idea.
Pocket just doesn't like to share the limelight, that's all.
That's fair enough.
What shape is Pocket in right now? Is Pocket rat mode?
Yeah.
Okay, adorable.
Brilliant. You hire yourself a very gentle soul, a bright orange bugbear called Parshkikk, who Sudar says, we will figure something out about the hair, but they have an incredibly good reputation of being excellent with people. And he's actively been trying to hire Parshkikk in the past. We'll just stock up on lint rollers before we leave. It's fine.
You can't lint roll your food. I don't know how you think lint rollers work.
Hey, have you learned nothing about telling Aisling no?
Just lint rolling spaghetti.
Like a strand at a time.
Yeah.
You can get them some kind of all-body hairnet.
Yeah. They're just one net. This
Oh my god.
That's pretty raunchy.
Dear. The captain's assistant, because they don't use the term cabin boy very often, is a tabaxi called Felix, who is a trans mask character who loves a good scrap and a good drink and loves hanging out and just wants to learn more about the trade, and heard really good things about Sudar as a captain and has been trying to get on one of his ships for a while. And he just sells himself better than the other young, quaky-voiced teens and young people who come along and just don't have a level of confidence or competence to them.
Did you say Felix is human, isn't he?
No, sorry. Felix is a tiefling. I got that completely wrong. Yes, they're a blue tiefling with dark blue horns. A bit shorter than some of the others you met.
And did you say he, him for Felix?
He, him, yes.
Cool.
Your 2 deckhand slots go to 2 very different characters. The first one is a large horned owlin called Sage. She seems very capable. She's very well put together. She knows what she's talking about. As soon as you get her on the ship, you realise she does know what she's talking about. And any gaps that she does have in her knowledge, the other deckhands are more than happy to sort of pick up on and just kind of help her along. The only thing you kind of think of any sort of negative about her is that she occasionally thinks of herself as smaller than she is, so she tries to get in spaces that she can't and stuff like that. But it's not a problem for running the ship. It's just a case of she needs to get used to the ship. The last one is a kobold. They are called Fable, and they are a pink kobold, which is quite rare. Mostly red and white scales, kind of mixed in with the odd splash of gold here and there as well. And they are very enthusiastic, if a little nervous at the start. And then once you get them on the ship, it's very quickly, they and Dutch fall into this very comfortable companionship where the two of them, they don't gang up on Sage, but the two of them clearly click much quicker than Sage does. And Sage is walking around giving them orders. And the two of them are just like, we'll do what we need to do. And what the captain or Astra, who is their direct boss, says.
Well, you don't want to mess with someone riding a giant frog.
Exactly. You have less of a seagull problem, you notice, as soon as the giant frog is on board.
It's like a feather hanging out his mouth.
Every once in a while.
Oh no!
And I feel like Aisling might actually be on deck to see that one time. Just like one goal that's kind of gets a little too close, just goes.
Shit.
Oh dear.
I would definitely watch Pocket.
Yeah, I was going to say Eugene. Just
I mean, if you have a word with Astra about it, they are. Oh no, absolutely. I will make sure that they understand that Pocket is a friend, not food.
What's the name of the frog again?
Wilhelm.
Well, of course it is.
To give you a full list for everybody, and a big thank you to our community as well, who created most of these characters for us.
They are eclectic.
Sudar Trueshot, who is your captain. Akiza, the Tabaxi, who is your first mate. Sid, the Air Ganassi, who's your chief engineer. Astra, the fairy, who is your boatswain, or what you would know as a bosun. Oh yes, there is one more, which we'll come to in a second. Keanu, the turtle, who is your cutter or medic. Paprika, the bugbear, who is your ship's cook and stores manager. Dutch, the herringon, who is deckhand. Fable, the kobold, who's a deckhand. Sage, the owlin, who's also a deckhand. And Felix, the tiefling, who is the captain's assistant. The last person who you hire comes as a request from Davin himself. He's acquired a very well-regarded navigator for you. And he introduces you to this big ball of energy, this human man who is like, everything about him is big. He's big built. He's very tall. He clearly takes care of himself, but he's not shy of food. So he's just that lovely cuddly side of muscular. He's slightly unapologetic, but he does listen to people. And he is called Davos, but he wants people to call him Danger, but nobody does. name is Dan with 2 N's. And he is a lovely guy. He's a character, but he's very good at his job. So, any regrets?
Danger. Yes, Rooney, danger Dan, the human man.
You have the token human. You know, he's there to live and learn and laugh.
And eat.
And eat.
Good. Well, I'm glad someone else is in charge.
Oh my god. I mean, they sound incredible, and I'm very excited to get a mingling with them.
Yeah, they are all personalities, definitely, and they're very good at the job. And it doesn't take long for Sudar and Akiza to get them start working as a team. So I think with the interviews and everything else that's going on, it probably takes you about 4 days to kind of get everything together. And then Sudar is very much a case of I need to get stores on board and I need to make sure our provisions are good and things like that. But after day 6, you are ready to ship out. We'll say during this time, you do get a message from... Actually, Eugene, you get a message on a certain blue stone that you've been carrying around. The sending stone your uncle gave you.
Yes.
And it comes through. Hello, Eugene. Just checking in. Team is assembled, ready to go. Strange news from Ladywell Farms and Daklan have a lead. We may have the first temple get back soon.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh dang.
Was Ladywell Farms
That's where Ashling went, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
your-
where we were going to go, right?
It was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 25 words with the sending stone, and obviously you can send anything else on the top of that you need to.
I guess he would reply.
Well, the nice thing with the sending stone is you can hold off sending until you've. So if you want to have a conversation, you don't have
Oh,
to do
okay. So I
anything.
can go and talk to them. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause if you're not touching
yes.
it, you can't send.
Yeah. No touching came from there. Yeah, I'll go confer with Rook and Aisling, then tell them what the message was. So it sounds like they have some information about the next temple, and my uncle said
Amazing.
we should go back as soon as we can.
Do you think that it's a different temple to the one that we think might be a
Well, he
temple?
mentioned in the message he mentioned Ladywell Farms, so I think
Yeah. Mention 2 things. One, that something has happened in Ladywell Farms, which is to help you kind of extrapolate. It might be a relation to Aisling kind of going, "Oops, murder, run away."
Oh, yeah.
Don't know what you mean.
And
That old
your
thing.
allies in Daklan seem to have found something that might be a temple.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my explanation. Trying to do things in 25 words is sometimes difficult.
No.
I can't imagine what happened at Ladywell Farms.
Yeah.
No. Neither can I.
So it seems the news has made it back about the
Little
the
amounts of
deadies.
murder.
The Deddies. Do you think perhaps they found the
Forgot
Deddies,
about that.
Aisling?
Forgot about Teddies.
Yes, I think perhaps they found the Deddies lying there when you left.
But also, the message also mentioned Daklan, so maybe the next temple is there.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean,
So-
that would be very good news if they found one as well.
So should I reply and tell Uncle that we're on our way?
To which bit?
Back to Cloud's black back. Crikey.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll get all of that out now before I cast the sending.
Yeah, because otherwise
I'll
you're
waste
just like
25 words
you-
with
it
stutters.
will just yeah.
So yeah, I should tell him we're on our way? We're on our way, right? We have nothing else to do here.
I mean, we've got everyone all sorted out, right?
I don't think so. I mean, we have the crew, so we could head back and we could then report in to Rebecca as well when we get there.
Yes, good idea. So should I also send her a message? Or do we just turn up?
We just turn up.
We could just ask Uncle Perv to let her know that we're on our way back.
You can't just say that out loud, Rock.
What?
Oh, I totally would.
I know you fucking would. Rock, no.
And remind me, how long did it take us to get here? How long will it take?
Well, here's the thing. It took you a day to get here from Fallen Peak. Which you teleported to because of Uncle Perb dropped you off there.
I don't think we can teleport the shit.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you probably talked to Dan, to Davos and Sudar, and they kind of confirm it's probably about 4 days if they push it. She's quite a fast ship, so she will probably get there in about 4 days if you don't have any sort of problems on the way.
Well, can somebody check the hold for buzzing before we leave?
Maybe not it.
I feel like
just a thought.
You have this conversation with Astra, and I think this is the third time you've said this to her, and she just to them, and they just kind of roll their eyes. Master Rock, with all due respect, you said no buzzing things. I've ensured there are no buzzing things. I've got the deckhands to check there are no buzzing things. There are no buzzing things. You are perfectly safe. I'm not sure what this is, but I will
He's
continue to
fueled
keep
by
an eye.
paranoia.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Well, and she gives you a little curtsy.
Not paranoia if it's a fully justified fear and has happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure everything's fine. Thank you. I appreciate you tolerating my demands. But yes, just thought we might just do another walk around. Yes, but I mean we can leave unless anyone wants to do anything here or.
No, I'm good.
If you want to buy anything, potions or the like, before you leave,
I have to buy a fridge magnet.
Oh,
Shit! That's
right.
very important. Right,
We do
cancel
need-
everything, shopping
We do need a
episode.
couple of hours. We just need to pop into town and get
Yep.
a couple of things. So if you could, I don't know, keep the engine running. Anyway, you just do the thing, and we're going to go and buy some things.
we can be ready to leave in a couple of hours if that is what you wish.
Wonderful.
Thanks. Do you want anything while we're out?
I think we have supplies and provisions. I will send out people
Okay,
to
Chris.
make sure they grab what they need before they leave.
Yeah.
But most skyship crews keep their personal effects on them, so
Yeah, just what you snack or something.
I'm good. Paprika and Astra have made sure we are well provisioned.
Okay.
Good.
How much cheese is there on board? Just
Not
out of
enough
interest.
is the answer.
I feel like you see just off the corner where Astra's kind of doing some counting. She just her long fey ears, one of them just pings at that and just goes, oh no, did I get enough cheese? Did I get enough cheese?
Oh no, Astrid! It's okay.
It's never enough.
No. You'll never win this game.
Astra's future is a possible ongoing battle with making sure there's enough cheese on board, but there never is.
Sorry in advance.
Maybe I can work out how to create cheese.
Summon cheese!
Just thinking of Astra and Ashling's sort of penchant for cheese, how likely is it for a fey creature to have a nervous breakdown?
They're used to more weird things than other
That's
people.
true. So Astra will be fine. It's fine.
But it's not.
It's all fine.
It's just
fine.
a bit more colourful when it happens.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, how do you think Wilhelm happened?
Oh my god.
Wilhelm's the emotional support frog.
How did Wilhelm?
Oh my god!
He wasn't,
you
but
see,
he is
you
now.
see, Chris, when a giant frog and another giant frog really love each other, that's how Wilhelm happened. See?
Clementine and I need to have a chat.
Clementine's going to shit himself
Clementine
when he
was
sees
born
Wilhelm.
from magic. She just magicked into existence.
She's kind of like, she's kind of like a very good, cuddly toy. Do you know what I mean? It's like a cuddly toy with a very clever AI.
She was born from immaculate conception.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's basically Jesus.
Aisling, dear, what they're trying to tell you is that really Clementine is a figment of your imagination. It's not real at all. None of us can see her except you.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Makes a lot
That's
of
it.
sense now.
Yeah.
What's a Clementine?
Don't you fucking start.
Right. Shall we go and do the shopping thing? Because I just have this strange feeling we should probably get a couple of potions.
Yeah, this voice from the void said potions.
No, that's probably just alabaster in your head again. But yes, we should probably get a potion or two. And I believe Eugene wanted to shop for something.
Your DM has just got used to saying, make sure you shop for potions, because a couple of times you've gone into fights and not had any potions.
One time, and it was fine. We only almost died.
Died a bit.
We're still here.
All died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, I will reply to the message from my husband.
We're coming back. Also, rest assured, we have enough cheese.
XOXO.
XOXOL. LOL. Hashtag blessed.
Yes. Okay. 24 birds on
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Until
No.
great to hear from you. Registered the ship. On our way back to Cloud's Cairn.
Ask him what the weather's like.
See you
Kettle on.
in about 4 days.
You have 10 words by my count.
Kettle.
Ask him what
I'm
the
bad
weather's
at
like.
counting.
I think either that or everybody else's distraction just made me lose count. So.
What do you mean?
Love you, bye.
Oh.
do.
Perfect.
Amazing. Yeah, it goes off, and the stone kind of has like a warmth to it when it's kind of engaged with the spell, and that cools down, so it makes you know. That
Oh,
it's
and
gonna-
tell Rebecca we're on our way too.
there you go. Cool. Yeah. Once
Nice.
with that gone, it disappears off, you can go shopping for fridge magnets
Very important.
And
Tactical part of
potions.
D&D.
and potions.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
I'm
fridge,
just
fridge
making sure that I remember the potions, because the fridge magnet thing sounds way more entertaining, so must remember potions as well.
very important.
Are you going to go back to the magical shop you went to before?
No,
Oh, hell!
no.
No,
Alabaster would have none of that.
I don't trust the shop, and I, quite frankly, I'm not sure I trust us in the shop, so
No.
I'll probably ask one of them, sort of ask somebody like, I don't know, who I'll ask Davos, because he's the navigator. I'm assuming he knows everything about where things are, so because that's how it works, right? Yeah. So I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
ask.
just a sat nav.
Yeah, totally. Yes, I'm just going to prod Davos in the forehead and say, "Show me directions to the nearest magic shop."
Like Alexa, what are
Hey,
you
Davos.
doing?
Exactly.
Hey, Davos.
Play my
Okay,
favorite
Davos,
song from
show me
Spotify.
where the nearest fridge magnet shop
Yeah,
is.
no, I would just ask Davos. Just go. I'm terribly sorry, but do you know where the nearest magic shop is that we could buy some potions and sort of basic provisions? We're not terribly familiar with the city.
Yeah, have you tried Chalford's Market?
Have we? No. No, I don't think we have. Is that very far from here?
No, and it points it, and there's like a brightly coloured at the end of just at the big, as you know, where the docks are. Like the market pretty much presses straight up against it, with only enough room for the people. The people to do checks as things come into the city, and just he kind of points up, and along the promenade is a bright, like yellow painted store with Chalford's Market of the Strange on the front. It goes, don't go to Lewitt's Eldritch store.
Yeah.
That place is
No.
fucking weird.
Too late. Could have we could have used your expertise before because we've been
I
there
didn't
and
think it was that weird, honestly.
no, definitely was weird, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thank
Bad
you. Thank you very much, Davos, for that. And as soon as I turn around, I'm just going to say to the others, "See, I told you the navigator would know where things are."
I think the crew is starting to get used to you. I feel the three of you, they're kind of like.
That's quick.
Yeah, no, they really haven't.
Or some of them are. Some of them, like Sudar particularly, has having spent the best part of a week with you, is kind of getting a read on you now.
I think those 4 days of interviewing, the first day, Rock was probably very engaged and kind of like standing next to Sudar and definitely involved. And by halfway through day 2, was bored sitting in the back with a glass of wine for most of the day.
100%.
Dear. I feel like probably at some point you were asked if you wanted to go for lunch, and all of you except for Rock came back.
Yeah. Rock had something really important he had to do.
Get afternoon drunk with Davin. So you make your way down along the promenade and find yourself in a much brighter, lighter, and more colourful magic shop and gift shop.
Just as a quick aside, as we're walking along, particularly around the docks and that kind of stuff, can I sort of keep an eye out, just to have a general perception thing, for anywhere that looks like it's selling souvenirs and anything that looks like a fridge magnet type thing?
Yeah, make me a investigation check.
Thanks. Oh, that's a 17.
At 17. Yes, there's so many places that sell little tiny knickknacks and things like that.
Okay, in which case, every time I see one, I'm going to point it out to Eugene.
Amazingly, I think you probably after about 5 minutes, this kind of happens every 10 yards or so. I don't know how Eugene responds to this, and I don't know how long Rock keeps it up.
Eugene, that one there, they've got souvenirs and magnets and things.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, just like the other 5. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It seems they're pretty easy to come by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's one over there as well.
God.
Hedge just raised a really good one. There's hero bobbleheads. You actually see on one of the stands a little cart of little tiny carved wooden figures with oversized heads of your father and his companions.
Oh, God.
Oh my god!
Definitely don't need one of those.
I'm going to. I think Rock will definitely go and ask them how much they are.
2 silver each, or if you want the complete collection of all 6, I will do them for a gold.
Oh, do you have any of Parshkikk's chosen? The real heroes. I mean, these are a little outdated, aren't they? Now.
No, I've never heard of them. The Bright Blades always sell really good, but I've never heard of Parshkikk's Chosen. Are they a new troop?
Oh, they're a new generation. Yes, I mean, definitely new generation of heroes. Yeah.
Parshkikk's Chosen. Oh, look them up, my friend.
Oh, you should. You should. Yes. Anyway, thanks very much. Bye.
Wow. You didn't buy any dad merch.
Yeah, my dad's got a whole section of the barn at home that is just boxes.
His own merch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yikes.
I feel like he used to have it in the house, but your mum seriously put her foot down about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm glad he's proud of his achievements, but I mean, anyway, yeah. Well, shall we head into the magic shop then? If you're not going to buy anything here.
I don't want to.
No, you don't want a bobblehead
I don't want
of
to
your
give me
father.
a bobblehead of my dad. No, that's weird.
Oh,
Bobblehead of your dad on
shocker.
your window of the ship. So it just,
Oh my god.
I mean, they probably have my uncle too.
Yeah, there is an Uncle Tythic Perb.
oh, I might actually buy the Uncle Perb one.
Yeah?
I buy the Uncle Perb one.
2 silver.
Yes!
You're going to give it to him, aren't you?
Totally.
Oh!
Totally. Okay, I bought an Uncle Perb bobblehead. Which, thank you, a joke. I am now, yes, I'm now proud owner of one of those.
Dear. So, you find yourself in this colourful, well-organised shop run by a Dragonborn, a green Dragonborn with just silver and gold flecking around their eyes. Taller than Rock, but much slimmer. Kind of like just fussing around, talking to people, and their staff are 2 halflings and a couple of humans, and they're kind of busy helping different people. And you can also see a half orc with long braided beard and just a little like mascara, which they are trying out, like hefting some boxes in the background. As soon as you come in, Chalford kind of turns to you, sweeps and goes, "Ah, customers, thank you for attending. Is there anything I can help you with today?"
Could do with some potions.
Potions? Yes. Healing, giant strength, invulnerability, invisibility. We have a section.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, God, Ashling and choices. Definitely start with a couple of healing, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have standard healing for 50 gold apiece. We have superior healing for 150 apiece. 2 of those in stock at the moment.
Can I get one of each?
Yes, certainly. That's
Please.
200 gold. Would you like them wrapped or boxed?
Is it extra to get them wrapped?
For a silver, you can have them boxed. Wrapping is free.
Oh yeah, can I get them wrapped, please?
And she raps on the desk and kind of motions to one of the halflings who kind of just jumps up on this stool and merrily starts bobbing along and kind of like starts wrapping things
Loving it.
for you.
Love it.
Could I have one of the superior and 2 standard?
Certainly. That is 250 gold. Looking around the shop, there's a lot of other things as well.
I'm just going to give Eugene one of the standard ones.
Aww.
Thanks, Mum.
Well, I mean, you didn't just spend half their inheritance on things, so, you know.
Yeah.
And I traded that in, and you've helped me with a potion before when I mean, it doesn't happen often that I need help, but anyway, yes.
I said superior, I meant greater, by the way.
Or greater.
Yeah.
And what were the other ones you said you had?
I have a potion of invisibility. I have a potion of hill giant strength. I have a potion of etherealness, although I have that one on weight at the moment. But if they don't come back by the end of today, which I'm not thinking they're going to, you can have it certainly if you wish. Yes, and a potion of poison, which I don't recommend drinking, but is very good if you have bladed weapons.
I mean, the clue's kind of in the name, but yes. Yeah, I think I'm fine with the healing potions. Thanks.
No problem, not at all. Is there anything else I can help with? We have rudimentary sundries if you need any oils or papers. And she kind of glances at Theo, at Eugene.
I think we all glance at Eugene.
Papers or inks at all? We do carry a nice range.
Some supplies.
She's charging sort of standard price for these at the moment. So, and if you want to turn any of your wealth into something a bit more palatable and carryable, she kind of opens up a small case. We have precious and semi-precious stones, which are always easier and lighter to carry than coins.
Are you implying that we should be carrying a certain sort of size of diamond with us, Chris?
No. She's implying that coins are heavy and jewels are not. And
just checking.
Do any of us know that spell anyway?
Can any of you do that spell?
I can't.
No.
Anyway, do you have any other interesting, magic
trinkets?
Things?
Oh, all sorts of things.
Bits and things.
And she walks you around. What I'm going to do is, I have a list.
Of course you do.
Because I'm getting good at that bit. I will pop it into Roll20 for you all.
Amazing.
And yeah, so the prices of things are in there as well. But there's like some beautiful decanters, of some of them full of fluids and liquids. There is a rack of scrolls behind a locked, and as soon as you get it, you can feel the enchantments kind of keeping it locked away. There is some weapons, a couple of wands, some of which are practical use. Some of them look like they actually do have spells preloaded, and some armor as well. And the prices are listed on each of the items quite
Oh my god, 96,000 gold pieces.
I know!
Dear lords.
Oh,
there's one for 135,000.
Blimey.
Big bucks.
Yeah. I think Rock will definitely look at the very expensive stuff as if he's considering it, and then kind of do that. Well, no, I don't think I need that. No.
Of course. And if you do come into anything that you wish to sell, please do let us know. Repeat customers do get better repayment on those.
Good.
Also, she kind of just winks at Rock. Goes, there are not many of us in this city, so if we can help each other out a little bit.
Oh, you're too kind, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. Also, we're traveling quite a lot, so if we come across anything that's particularly interesting, or there's anything you'd like us to keep an eye out for.
Well, you do identification services, as well as we have a cleric who can remove curses on our objects as well. So if you come across anything like that, do let us know.
That's very good to know. Thank you. Cool. I don't think there's anything on the list that I can see immediately, but
that is
I don't
fine.
see any magnets on this list.
There are
might be a glitch.
there's some anything you can get from a standard shop is sort of there, like the basic supplies and things like that. There are She actually kind of goes, do you just want some magnetic stones for a spell component, or are you looking for something to give someone as a...
To go on the fridge.
The fridge.
Fridge.
Because we have
Fantasy
fridges,
fridge.
apparently.
Fantasy fridge.
I'm going to go with fantasy fridges exist. They use ice ether stone to keep things cool.
There you go. See?
They're kind of like giant bags of cooling.
Yeah, there you go.
So she kind of just kind of flicks to the main counter, and there's all sorts of wonderful bric-a-bracs and things in there, and some wonderfully tacky fridge magnets and key rings and stuff like that. Most of which, some of which are like the merchant houses of Vadarak. Some of them are the flag of Vadarak. Some of them are like versions of the city. For some reason, as in every single English seaside town, there's a rack of every single cat that you can get on a key ring.
Oh my god.
There's key rings that have people's names in them.
Yeah.
From A to
Yeah,
Z.
spelt boring.
Yeah,
Little flowers on the side.
yeah, all that sort of stuff is there.
Always Charlie with an E.
Yeah.
Shrewd.
Eugene, do any of these catch your attention? Do you think you were looking for a fridge magnet? I believe.
Yeah, maybe.
Rooney just said, sorry, Aisling has to get an Ashley key ring.
Yeah.
What? Ashley? Yes.
Actually,
Yes. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get an Ashley keyring because.
that one's quite less offensive.
Oh dear.
Do I want it to be what do you mean by offensive?
Well, no, some of them are a little garish, perhaps. But that one's quite nice. Some of them are quite nice.
Aisling, why is Eugene buying a fridge magnet? I've missed this bit. Was I busy doing something else?
Probably. It's a present.
Can't a boy
Eugene
just
got
buy a
worried.
fridge magnet? Why does it have to be...
Can't a boy just
Eugene
collect
got
fridge
worried.
magnets without people thinking it's weird?
Without demons judging them. Eugene got worried that he didn't buy a gift for his boyfriend, and it's like a whole thing, and now he's getting a fridge magnet, so he doesn't have to worry anymore, and we're trying to find a really good one, but these are all horrible, but I love them all. And look at the one I got. It says Ashley.
I'm assuming
That's
this is
nearly
all
it.
in your head, right?
Yeah. It's nearly it.
There's
But I
Dungeon
am
B
holding the
going on.
keyring up to my face to think that that's how Alabaster's gonna see it.
Because otherwise he can't
Like
see
there's
through
a
your
camera.
eyes.
Like there's a camera that he uses. to hold it up for him.
You're doing like the YouTube thing where you've got it like this.
This is my new keyring. I got it from
Further
Sephora.
back, no closer, no further back, no further, no, I can see fine, Aisling, this is just me taking the mick at this point.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think Eugene kind of picked one sort of average looking Vadarak. I went to Vadarak and all I got was this crappy magnet. And he picks another one which is like the classic, like, I don't know, view of the island kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's lovely. I think that probably there's a couple of say things like, you don't know overpriced until you've been to Vadarak.
Oh my god.
Vadarak or die.
My partner experienced Vadarak and all I got was this lousy fridge magnet.
Are there any of them with minions on them?
No, there's lots of kobolds or cute depictions of kobolds on them.
Okay.
They're not great. You kind of get the impression.
What's the closest name I can find to rock on the keyrings?
Oh, there's actually an Iska rock on there.
Yeah, I don't want to get that. I want to get one that's not rock, but close to rock.
Rack.
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 Raquel.
I'm gonna...
Rachel.
Richard. I'm going to get Richard.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, rod.
Rockery.
Yeah, there's one.
For some reason, there's
rod.
a rod, but no rock.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Nikki. I will get a rod one for Rock. And I won't tell him. I will just secretly attach it to a part of him.
I mean, his rapier sheath has lots of metal on
Like
it.
a little charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
God.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy it and then I'll secretly attach it to his rapier like a little phone charm.
Cool. I think we'll do that as a sleight of hand if that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
D&D, folks. Big epic events happening through the world, so my party go shopping for fridge magnets.
I did get a 19.
Did get a 19. What's your passive perception, please, Rock?
Is it a 19?
It's definitely not a 19.
Okay. So I think, Rock, you do notice your sword rattles weirdly at one point, and you don't know why. And you get a little spooked from this, Aisling, because you go to put it on, and the blade like starts rattling as if to try and let Rock know what you're doing, and then he just kind of pushes it back as if, oh god, and he just ping it on there.
And carry on looking around.
Never seen a sword look sad before.
Oh.
Drama queen. Drama. Suits you, it's your colour, shut up.
No, metallic dragons are not actually made of metal, despite
What?
their name.
Damn it, that would have been so
Stick
good.
it to his face.
Yeah, and Rock is
We could have put a load of it on his
technically
tail
chromatic
like charms on a pair of Crocs.
I love the idea. I love the idea of walking past one of those stands with the fridge magnets and just all of them like straining at the.
Or just think about how some of the Forgeborn feel.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, shit.
Some
They
of those
set off
poor
every
bastards are
alarm.
made from iron.
Airports must be a nightmare.
Right. Anyway,
Oh dear. So you finish up the 2 copper each for the magnets. They're trinkets. They're relatively cheap. To buy.
Before we go back to the ship, is there a postal service? Can I put something in the post?
Yeah, you know for a fact that the Avery from Fallen Peak runs out of here as well. So they tend to do most of the courier services intercity.
Okay. I'd like to send one of the fridge magnets I bought to Captain Guy Captain with a little note that says, I'm really sorry that you ended up in a cupboard. I hope you're okay, Eugene.
Awesome. It's a silver for the package, which is fine. This is particularly interesting because I think you send it off, and I think as you're walking away, you realise that Captain never actually met you.
Yeah.
He's going to be very confused, but I will tell Alicia about that.
That's so cute.
That is so cute. I love that. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I will pop Alicia a message and just let her know that Captain Guy Captain receives a
Got a present. Put it in his
fridge magnet from
inventory.
Eugene.
Yeah, I think Eugene knew that he would have no idea who it was from, but he didn't want to just randomly like send it from no one because that seemed weirder to him. I don't know.
It's a bit ominous.
It doesn't matter. Guy is going to spiral with it anyway, so that's just Guy's existence. So
I feel like Captain Guy Captain will now spend the next 11 years searching for the person who has sent him the fridge magnet.
Oh no!
It will become his life's purpose.
When we're level 19, he'll turn up again. I found it.
You said
That's amazing. Is there anything else you need to do or anywhere else you want to go?
Not for me.
Amazing. So, we will return to the ship, and I think Sudar runs you through the last checks, and then just gets you to settle down in your cabins. Make sure you've got everything you need, and then once you let him know that you are ready to depart, he gives the order. Oh, before I do, so you know, you have extra materials on. As soon as you decided that you were going to Cloud's Cairn, Davin immediately leapt into action and sent some supplies that he needs to get to Cloud's Cairn for you on your ship. So your ship is fully stocked at the moment, both of your provisions and some materials to pass on to Davin's contacts in Cloud's Cairn. So you will make some money from this trip.
Well, hey!
Pardon me. So there you go. The ship gently hums and lifts from its bearings where it is currently docked.
Can Aisling be on deck to watch how they're all
yeah.
doing it?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
cool.
absolutely allowed to. And if you want to learn how to help out around that, you can do.
I don't want to learn shit. I just want to watch how they're doing it. Just to see them all running around and buzzing around.
You all feel that magical pressure because you're all connected to the weave of the world in one way or another, and the stones on the side of the ship start to glow brighter, and there is a gentle pull, and the ship slowly drifts forward, much smoother than even Kaja's initial takeoff, pretending to be Captain. Sudar just patiently and quietly takes her out of port via the checks that you need to do. The crew busy themselves. A couple of times they might move you briefly just so that they can get to things that they need to. And you are underway, heading to Cloud's Cairn.
Oh, it's so exciting.
And I think that is a great place for us to take our break.
Cool.
So what we'll do is we're going to do a 10-minute break, and we will be back at 4:30 for part 2, where I'm going to get this lot to probably just see how their journey goes.
It will be fine and eventless and easy and
It's
great
all going to be good.
and wonderful, and we'll find lots of money and joy.
Depends on how you roll. Before we want to, actually, one of the things I did miss earlier, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Wayne for our very pretty new
How
overlays.
friggin' pretty!
They look gorgeous. We have the start video is updated, but we got some other bits and pieces coming just as soon as Wayne has got a little bit of time because he's a very busy man at the moment. But in the meantime, we will be back in 10 minutes. Go and stretch, grab yourself a drink, and we'll see you soon. Bye. And we are back. I hope everybody stretched and grabbed a drink and just generally took care of yourself. Make sure you hydrate and just move around the room a little bit. Before we dive back in, just wanted to say a thank you to Avalon Swift for the follow. We really appreciate you having you with us. It's been really lovely having you in chat as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And of course, all our regular, wonderful otherlings who come round every week. And
but we've thanked them before, so.
Really appreciate you guys being here. So, prior to the break, in something that's definitely not something Parshkikk's chosen when they don't know what to do with themselves, our three friends went shopping.
What do you mean?
But they are now underway for their journey back to Cloudskern on their magnificent skyship, the Dragon's Hope. The first day is relatively calm and very gentle. You see a lot of mercantile vehicles and a couple of frigates from Fallen Peak, just kind of doing what they normally do, just patrolling around the general area. In actual fact, the direction you're going is going to take you back via Fallen Peak, but you're not going to stop there. You're just going to sweep around the outer edges of their airspace, as it were. Goes by without a hitch. Actually, you've all pretty heavily travelled on skyships by now. I think Eugene is probably still the least experienced, but he, has been on 2 or 3 now, so is aware that it's not always the most exciting pastime, but there's a lot of chance to chat and catch up and share notes and things like that, talk through some of the revelations you had before, play games, get underfoot,
and get to know all these new folks.
You do. I mean, most of the time they're actually quite busy, but there are times where
they're not mutually exclusive.
Certainly not for Aisling.
I think I'm gauging which one. It's kind of like if anyone's watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it's like Gina gauging who's going to be annoyed with her by working out how they respond to Aisling being around. Then she knows who she can hang out with.
A general insight check for Aisling as the day kind of goes past to kind of get a feel for them. This is the first time you've seen them working as opposed to doing stuff. Did you get a dirty 20 again? A natural 20?
And that 20.
Oh my god.
So 27 total.
Are you perhaps using automatic dice's amazing...
Oh, I thought you were going to say, am I using magic and you're going to make me wild magic, but no.
No.
I still have my glorious beard, by the way. Because I've not seen it yet.
You do, by the way. Throughout the whole of these conversations with the crew, people have been kind of trying not to stare at the beard whilst also...
Don't worry, you can stare. It's fine.
They're just like, never seen a satyr with a feather beard. Oh well.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Not the weirdest thing. A couple of them probably went, not the weirdest thing I've seen in this city, to be fair.
And yes, Nikki, I do agree. I need an Aisling's Opinion velvet jacket to have the full Gina aesthetic.
So with your natural 20, I think it doesn't take you long to pick up on the fact, above deck, some of the crew obviously work below deck. Keanu's lovely, but you're better off leaving him alone. He's not Orihim. He doesn't quite have Orihim's infinite patience. I
think I get excited when I see a turtle because I'd only ever met Orihim.
Yeah. But he does, in the politest way possible, because you still pay his wages effectively, he does ask you to leave after a little while so he can actually... Because he literally explains it's like, I can't talk to you and do this at the same time, and this is really important. So...
You mean after he's tried 5 times by putting his headphones on and looking knowingly, eventually has to say, "Can you go?"
Hey, I'm insightful. I get the hint quick.
You do. You're actually quite good with people. Davos would talk for days, to the point where even sometimes Akiza or Suda have to kind of just remind him that he's supposed to be navigating.
Iceberg ahead, Davos.
I think any time that I hear Davos try and get anyone to call him Danger,
which is quite often, particularly with the deckhands, who are technically below him in the pecking order.
anytime he says, like, oh, no, just call me Danger, Rock just goes, no.
I think Ashling's trying to call him everything danger related, but not danger. Like risky
Danger.
Business and shit.
Danger Mouse?
Civil unrest.
Risky Business, all deer at one point.
Very quickly, you pick up Akiza. Don't mess with Akiza.
Nope.
Just let Akiza get on. Talk to her by all means, but just don't try and interrupt her. She's very, very focused. Paprika is a sweetheart and likes the company, particularly in the kitchen where they're on their own a lot of the time. Dutch doesn't respond. He kind of is polite, but then kind of gets on, like, disengages and gets on as quickly as possible. Fable is great at listening, but doesn't talk as much. He's really friendly. Often you find yourself holding things for Fable whilst you're talking at Fable.
I am their queen.
Oh my god,
They are
yeah.
kobolds. I am their queen.
You
How
should point
dare
that
they?
out.
No, I do not do that.
Sage tries to tell you what she's doing or what everyone else is doing. She tries to at least present that she is the most knowledgeable person on the ship.
Okay.
Felix is lovely. Felix is mostly running around making sure things are available and ready for Sudar, and just making sure Sudar doesn't have to take his eye off the crew too much.
I think if we're like sitting around and we're just sort of killing time watching the crew and stuff like that, I think once Rock has watched kind of Felix run around a bit and doing stuff and like that, I think Rock's just going to sort of just randomly just say, "I think I should get an assistant."
Who are you saying this to Aisling?
Aisling and Eugene, do you think I should get an assistant? I mean, Felix runs around it. I mean, that looks very, very helpful, I think.
But what? But why?
Well, I mean, why does he have Felix helping? I mean, he does all the
Well,
things
he's
that he
this
doesn't
shit.
want to do, and well,
But
yeah,
what
no,
do
I
you-
mean,
What would you get them to do?
well, you know, they could sort of carry things and help with planning, and you know, take care of sort of, you know, diary requests and things, and
Diary request.
well, you know,
I'm looking at Eugene like, eh?
well, you know, when people ask, like, keep sending us invitations and things, and you know, then they can respond to those, and we can send them out to do sort of.
Oh, you know
chores
what
and
you
things.
need? You need to learn the spell, Unseen Servant.
Yeah.
But if no one can see them, what's the point?
Well, I thought you wanted someone to like do the things you didn't want to do. Why do they?
Well, yes,
why
but
do
you can't have them
think it's
interacting
unseen
with.
doing it.
Can't have an assistant who's invisible interacting with people. That would just be weird.
I'm just
Alright, well,
letting that one sit there. Frankly, that one's.
Oh my God.
All
Can
the-
I?
Yeah.
Can I insight check it to see if Rock actually wants help with stuff, or whether he wants an ego entourage with him?
Absolutely, yeah. Please roll an insight
Okay.
check, and Wayne, if you want to contest it, you may, or you can just.
I got 16.
I didn't bother to roll. He has no
Okay.
use for a servant or an assistant whatsoever.
No. Okay, cool.
Also, it's
It
one
just,
of those weird
it
things.
just looks like something that makes you seem important if you have an
Yeah,
assistant.
that's
running
kind of what I
around.
was assuming, but I wanted to confirm the assumption.
Yeah, I like the look of that, of having someone that you kind of go, do this, and they run off and do that. I think that looks important.
All right, we'll have a look when we get back. We'll see
We-
if
we
there's
should-
any
we should-
students or something that want a
We should
part-time
think about
job.
that. I mean, Eugene's got the whole research team now, apparently, so, you know.
Someone's imperial is showing.
I feel like I'm like that Kermit the Frog meme now. It's like, none of my business.
I mean, the research team isn't my assistant. They're doing actual research.
And they don't work
Well,
for.
yeah, but I mean,
they
you're
don't
in
work
charge.
for Eugene. They work for all of you.
Irrelevant. The realities are irrelevant in this conversation. As far as I'm concerned, Eugene is in charge of the whole research team. That's a very important position.
Well, you can be in charge of the research team if you want.
Oh, good God, no. They just seem like hard work.
Right, so you want an assistant, but you don't want any additional responsibility or work.
How will they know what to assist you with if you don't tell them what to assist you with?
Well, I will tell them, obviously, but there won't be a research team. I mean, they do all the book stuff and it's a lot of research, and I mean, obviously it's in the name, but you know, I mean, mine would be a little more engaged with, you know, sort of social engagements and things like that.
Yeah, feeding you grapes, fanning you with a palm frond.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I can manage the grapes on my own.
You're a big, strong boy.
I think Aisling and
I'm a grown man, for God's sake. I can manage the grapes on my own.
Aisling and Eugene would notice that the deckhands have busied themselves at the opposite ends of the ship from Rock at this point. After about a couple of minutes of this conversation with the whole, I need an assistant, they're kind of like, let's go and do things over here. Before our boss gets ideas.
Oh my God. I love that.
Oh my God, I so love that comment. Oh yeah, Aisling, Eugene, I was wondering, I was thinking we should maybe rename ourselves.
What do you mean? Why?
Well, I thought instead of Parshkikk's Chosen or whatever, I thought like maybe we could just, maybe you could call yourselves like the Rock Squad.
Yeah, that's far more poignant.
What?
I hate that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that. I love that in the comments.
Rock Squad. The Rock Squad.
No,
Can we
nobody
be
else
called?
for that?
What about Rockpool?
Again, hate that.
What about Gravel? Hear me out.
I don't really know what's happening here, but I hate it.
You started it.
I don't see what's wrong with Parshkikk's Chosen. I think
it's. I have to say, I'm coming round to that thinking myself. No, let's stay with what we've got. That's good. We'll just stay with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yes.
I like Alabaster's Elites.
No.
I think that one slips out loud.
Yeah. I accidentally say that one out loud.
Good. Anyway. So, how many days left?
Day one goes out a hitch. Would someone please like to roll me a d10 for day 2 and tell me what you get?
I can. Because I've been rolling quite well today. And now I've
famous
cursed
last
for saying
words,
that.
though.
Yeah. It's a 5.
It's a 5. So, morning comes around the second one. You guys have a nice sleep. Well, how do you sleep in your new cabin? Don't know. Aisling doesn't sleep.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm perfectly happy on ships, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think Eugene sleeps okay. He's not great at sleeping in unfamiliar surroundings, and it's got that like new cabin smell. And there's like a constant noise of like the engine, which is kind of hard to shut out to start with. But
you're quite attuned to magical energies anyway, so you can always hear the thrum of the energy channeling back and forth through the ship anyway. So
relatable.
Yeah.
You kind of get up in the morning, and Paprika prepares you a nice hearty breakfast, of no cheese for breakfast. They try and keep you quite balanced.
It's all right. Don't worry, Aisling. They'll learn.
With just a nice hearty breakfast for you all. And yes, it's about midday when Davos calls down from the sky view, which is at the back of the ship, where he can see a bit further. We're being tailed by a large ship.
Oh.
They don't look friendly.
Oh.
And kind of the crew kind of all get themselves sorted out. A couple of the deckhands start manning the ballistas just in case. I would like you to roll a d20 and add 4 for speed.
Oh.
All of us? Or
Just one of you for this one, then somebody else can roll the next one.
I'll roll for this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, plus 4, did you say?
Plus 4.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, dirty 20.
Decent.
Their ship is technically faster, but they lose the element of surprise because they're not expecting you. The cloud cover just moves away from them as they come through. And your ship thrums and just speeds forward. And you kind of do see this dark painted black wooden sail-based ship, which can move faster than yours in the right conditions. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the right conditions in this particular instance, and you leave it
Bummer.
in your wake. You do see it's got quite a heavy crew of quite rough-looking humanoids around it, and it is flying pirate colours.
Uh-oh.
It gives pursuit for about an hour, and then you start to move into Fallen Peak territory, which of course is very heavily patrolled by dwarven iron vessels. And as soon as they kind of work out roughly where they are, they peel off.
Oh shit, it's the cops.
Let you be. Rest of your day is quite good. You do get stopped briefly by a dwarven vessel. As soon as they kind of check your paperwork and things, they're happy to let you go. Really polite about it because you stop straight away. Because Sudar's like, I'm not running any risks. Our maiden voyage, I'm not going to do anything stupid. Lets them come on, chats with the inspectors. And then, yes, says the inspector, meow. Everything is fine, and he waves you on, which is great. So you actually, because you sped up, you manage to gain half a day.
Hey.
To get away from the pirates.
Let's say.
Who would like to roll for the second day's travel? Or third day's, technically.
I'll do it. Was it a D10, did you say?
D10, please.
That's a 7, so plus 4, was it?
No, that's not for speed. It's just a 10 for
okay.
what
Oh,
could
yeah.
possibly happen. No, that's right. You're
7 then.
You
Don't
are.
like that. Don't like that.
No, you are out of Fallen Peaks region into the edges of where Nudoan actually kind of holds sway.
Cool.
And actually, you get a peek of the Golden City.
Ooh.
For two of you, for the very first time. The Golden City is a kind of like a layered city, and you're kind of like, gold must just be a metaphor. It shines like gold in the sun from all the metal plating kind of making it up. It thrums with a mystical energy, and you can see the base of the island that it's built on. It just has this heavy loaded sort of level of ether stones and underneath. You only see it from a distance. It's quite small. You can't see many details, but you can see it's layered up, and it kind of has these beautiful arches kind of all ending in these long points that come out where, like, you guess that there are people like watchtowers and the like. And it, at the top, has a dome where you can just about make out the branches of a huge evertree kind of just coming out, like the largest ever tree that that any of you could have possibly ever seen. And just as you see her, a cloud drifts past, and then when the cloud clears afterwards, she's gone.
Oh,
that's a neat trick.
As Aisling well knows, the city moves about quite a lot and quite
as
quickly.
Aisling
when it needs to.
despairs. She doesn't like that it does that.
And I think, I think Eugene, you can make an Arcana check if you want to, when you kind of sort of smell in the air afterwards, even though it's far away.
25.
25. The amount of magic that it must take to make a city of that size teleport is exciting and terrifying. And that must be what they did, because they weren't moving. They were just there, and then they weren't. And that explains how they patrol their borders, because it's very frightening to invade a country where you don't know where their city's going to be at any one given moment.
Must also be a nightmare for the postal service.
Well, I guess we've discussed this before. Basically, the postal service drops into some of the key islands, and then when the city appears next to the island, they pick things up and then go away again.
Smart.
They've got to figure out. The elves are quite smart.
Can we do that with Norwich?
Wouldn't it be
Just
nice?
move it round.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lift us out of the ocean of Tories that we're in.
Yeah, I was going to say,
And put us...
as long as you're not saying we should move around Norfolk, because that's a terrifying concept.
No, we're not going lads on tour. We just want to move out from the ocean of Tories that surrounds Norwich.
Oh dear. So the rest of the day is...
Yeah, that'll scare the Tories if they don't know where we're going to pitch up and when. Anyway, sorry, Chris.
No worries. The rest of the day is actually very relaxed. I think all the crew are quite excited because you don't get to see New Doan very often. And there's a lot of people talking about it as well. I think, surprisingly, Akiza has lots of questions for anybody that has any knowledge about it. She seems to be genuinely quite excited by it. It's like the most unguarded you've all seen her. And she's chatting away to Astra, who did go to New Doan before she headed south on her way from Cloud's Cairn. And she said that she spent a little time in the region and stuff like that. And she's like a similar experience to Aisling. She was allowed into the city because she's Fae. She didn't have full access because the elves don't let everybody go everywhere. But she found them really welcoming to Fae and friendly and warm. And the city is beautiful.
I think if Rock hears Kiza doing that, he would definitely kind of make sure that he says, well, Aisling's actually has been to New Doan, and Eugene is very knowledgeable about magic and things like that. So if you're really interested, you should talk to them. I'm sure they'd be able to offer some interesting information.
I would like that. Yes. When my shift finishes, before I turn in, I might grab one or both of them and pick their brains about it. That's very kind.
You should. They're very. I mean, they're very knowledgeable. They're very, very knowledgeable.
I think she does kind of just go through like some of the conversation with Aisling and Eugene about their experiences and what they know about it and things. And she warms to you three a little bit. And the next day, you find her a bit more conversational. And she's
of course she does.
She's always going to be a little back and a bit more focused on her work, but she smiles when you come on deck in the morning, and she says hello and stuff like that, and it's just the little tiny touches of a relationship sort of forming there.
Nice.
With you all. Who would like to roll for the final half day?
Ashley.
Oh, okay. That's a 10, yeah?
It's a D10, yeah.
It's a 10.
Ooh, nice. The weather turns nasty. It gets very heavy and very angry in the general area near you. The captain tries to go around it, but the storms are moving a little too fast for the ship to avoid. I will need a roll from each of you. One of them is for navigation, as they try and find their way through the storm whilst it's raging. One of them is for speed, to make sure that they keep the ship going, and the other one is for maintenance for any damage that might occur whilst the storm is going on. So choose who wants to do
Can I do navigation?
Navigation, yep, that is plus 3.
Okay.
I'll do speed.
That's plus 4.
And I will do whatever the other one was.
That is actually a plus 5.
Paying attention.
Hey! So mine plus 3 is 19.
19. Nice.
19.
19.
Hey! No pressure.
Oh, I got an 18. Sorry,
19.
I was like,
So
you
close.
failed.
sorry.
So
Oh,
the
shit.
group check was dependent on
Brutal.
all 3 being
All 19s. Yeah.
That's a high DC.
No, the crew just pulled together really good. They kind of start acting like they've worked together for years. Like there's their instincts kind of kick in and they start bouncing off of each other. Like Davos comes down and starts kind of barking instructions to Akiza at the helm, who can turns the ship into the wind at the right times and things like that. The deckhands batten everything down quickly. Astra is on deck. She's tied herself to her frog.
She's so little.
who is
Good frog.
who is sticking to the deck.
I was gonna say if they got tree frog sticky feet.
Yeah, and she's kind of giving instructions and kind of guiding things out. You're very quickly ushered down back into your cabins. Sudar is very much like it's better if you're not underfoot for this. It takes about an hour, but you don't lose any time. You skim through the storm. You don't lose any time. You don't get lost, and the ship takes some minor damage because it would, but it is completely repairable and not going to cost anything for you guys to manage at all.
Hey, we did our first storm really good.
Well done, team.
By keeping out the way.
Yup. By fucking off, we solved the problem.
So it is probably getting on towards early evening when you first see Cloud's Cairn, the familiar city, peeking out from the different sky islands that you are coming close to. Downstairs, Sid is crying just for little ship damage. You have no idea. It's kind of like, my baby, what have they done to you?
Oh, Sid. Sid has a codependent relationship with this ship.
Yeah, totally.
The ship pulls into the skydock just outside the fog ring, and within minutes of settling in, a familiar to Rock female dwarf in red leathers, carrying a clipboard, kind of stumbles on board just to kind of have a chat with you all about where you've come from and things. And as soon as she lays eyes on the 3 of you, she's like, "Oh right, that makes sense. Right, welcome back. I'll make sure that we charge the docking fees back to the Citadel."
Good.
Nice.
That's very kind, thank you. If you would, yes. And of course, do let us know if there's anything you need from us.
Yeah, this is the dwarf who charged you for 2 pieces of paper in the very first episode.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Clever and good at her job.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm being very nice to her.
Yeah. She just goes through the cargo manifest and that. Sudar says that he and the crew can manage everything with the ship. He does those do you want us to keep the ship ready, or can I tell the crew they can get some leave?
It's been like 4 days, yeah. I feel like they should chill out for a bit.
Just for a few hours, not get drunk, just stretch their legs, go and see people.
Oh, yes. I mean, we have some people we need to talk to and report to, so I don't think we'll be heading off immediately, certainly. So,
Perfect.
no, please tell them we said thank you for such a brilliant job navigating the storm.
Like, they can get buzzed, but not, like, completely wasted.
Be ready to go on a moment's notice. Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I will make sure they are ready to go. He kind of turns and starts shouting, or gives them like kind of a nice pep talk, and does tell them that how proud they are of how proud you all are of them and stuff. And that he already seems to be commanding quite a lot of respect with them. It just seems to be quite a naturally charismatic person.
Nice.
And the three of you are back in Cloud's Cairn. Cool. Where would you like to go first?
So what's on our list of shit to do?
We need to go check in with my uncle on the research team.
And we need to check in with Rebecca and let her know sort of what's going on. And I think that's basically the main things, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So talk to Herb. I think we'll be setting up in. We'll probably be setting up a room in the mansion for the research team.
That's good. I can say hi to Clementine while I'm there.
And Rebecca is obviously up at the Citadel most of the time, so
she's all in your head.
Yeah, I still want to say hi to her.
I mean, that's not a weird thing for Aisling. You're not freaking her out.
I know, that's true. I just realised, of all the people saying, you've got a voice in your head, Aisling's like,
another one?
And what?
Add it to the collection.
Yeah.
Alabaster, on the other hand, Alabaster's like, look, it's getting crowded in here.
It's a 1 in, 1 out system.
Yeah, I was here first, okay?
Yeah. Should we swing past Rebecca and then onto the house? Because I'm assuming we're going to spend more time at the house than just reporting into Rebecca.
Well, I mean, we could do, but I was thinking that maybe there might be more information that we need to share with her that my uncle gives us. So maybe we should go check in with him first.
No,
get
that's a
all
very good point.
Straight, and then we can kind of let her know on the way.
Yeah, on the practical level, if he's got teleport prepared as well, he can just zap you straight to the Citadel.
Smart.
Good. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Let's do that then.
So you head back through the streets, and you are making your way
downtown.
Making your way uptown, actually, because you are
Making my
uptown
way
girls these
uptown.
days. And you, with very little problem, make your way home. It's like Cloud's Cairn is home, so you're very familiar. You don't really have any problems. Are you keeping an eye out for anything on your way, or are you just moseying home as comfortable as normal?
Yeah, I think I'm
I'm
not keeping an
Eugene's
eye out for much.
mostly because I've kind of got no choice with passive perception of 11.
Shit.
I think Rock is definitely sort of keeping vigilant just because of everything that happened with Rebecca and everything before we left. Just like walking through, like I know the area now, so I think as I'm walking, just keeping a lookout on anything that feels like. I think Rock is probably at the moment is very aware of anyone who's watching us or anyone who's like tailing us. He's, I mean, I don't want to prove Eugene right, but he's a little paranoid at the moment. So just keeping an eye out, but very intentionally not letting the others know that he's doing it. So just very much trying to keep it to himself, but keeping an eye out.
Well, my passive is 17, but I'm not actively keeping an eye out for anything. So.
Okay, cool. Rock, would you like to roll a perception check for me?
Sure. Ooh, nice. That's an 18 plus 2 and unnatural 20.
Whee!
An unnatural 20. You do pick up that a few people kind of notice you and recognize you because you
Of course they do.
You are. Well, one, you're very colourful characters. You're one of colourful characters that are associated with quite important things now. So even if people haven't seen you directly, they have an idea of your reputation. But like in Klaus Kern, you're local heroes now, basically. What you do pick up on is generally people are kind of like a bit more respectful and they give you a bit more space than they would have done previously, which is quite nice. There's nothing untoward or anything you need to particularly worry about at one point. You think you see, as you're coming actually right back off, when you come off the docks, you I think what sets this all off is you kind of catch the flash of something red moving through the rooftops and kind of getting close. Then you hear a cannonous bang. And you watch as this imp-like form tumbles down the rooftop and just vanishes in a poof of purple smoke.
What?
And then you kind of look back over your shoulder. Sudar has got one of his guns out and just kind of blows the top of it and pushes it back in.
What?
Kind of salutes you.
What was...
Rock, you recognise the cackler
Oh,
that was trying to get to you before.
I am just going to nod at Sudar, although I'm probably at this point slightly unnerved by it all. Just kind of nod and then sort of just look again at the rooftops and then just carry on walking with the other two.
Wow.
The rest of your journey back is fine, and you don't. I think you're pretty on edge at that point, and you don't pick up on anything else that could imply that the imps come back. But you know that from previous, it takes him a while to get back. So you get home, you let yourselves in as you normally can, and you walk in to Bedlam. In the best kind, or Eugene's kind of Bedlam, at any rate.
Oh.
So the main rooms have kind of, all the furniture has been replaced with much more neater tables and things with kind of like lots of documentation, maps, and books, piles of books everywhere. There are multiple, multiple people just kind of wandering around. Kath is desperately trying to keep everything sort of tidy and neat in her very methodical way, and every time she moves a book, somebody else puts something there. And
Kath is the first person I say hi to when we get there, by the way.
oh, hello, you came back. How are you doing? Was the ship was everything that we hoped it would be?
Oh, it's so cool. It's so, you have no idea. It's the coolest thing. It's gigantic and all the crew are like nuts and they're all really different and I love it and it's just amazing. And we got chased by a pirate.
Got chased by pirates?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you are okay. You didn't have to fight them or anything in this particular instance.
Nah, we're too quick. They couldn't touch us.
Oh, that's always heartening to hear.
Yeah.
Hello, Master Rock. Hello, Master Eugene. I can prepare you some food if you are hungry.
Would actually be really nice.
I definitely could eat, so is this? Are they taking over the whole of the?
I don't know. Every time I think they've settled somewhere, somebody goes and has an idea and puts something up. Great minds and all that. I'm sure Master Perb has it all under control. I shall go to the kitchen, which is one of the few safe spaces I have left.
Oh.
If you need me, I will be there. I will prepare you something snack. Cheese for all of you, or just Aisling today?
Oh no, cheese, thanks.
Oh, I think I'm good with that. The cheese.
More for me.
In what was the lounge, you can see Uncle Perb is talking to Farkas Bench. and the two of them are kind of have like a chalkboard, and they're kind of writing down some theoretical stuff, which is totally not related to what they're supposed to be researching. Clearly, the two of them
Is there red string involved?
No. They're literally just kind of comparing notes on a different type of summoning spell. One of the things you do notice that's different about Farkas, they seem to be healthier, just generally healthier. And sitting on their shoulder is their imp, their Quasit, who is kind of kicking, facing backwards, and is just kicking their heels against Farkas's shoulder blade, and then waves at you enthusiastically as you come in. Perb sees you all and then kind of waves you in. Oh, you're back! That's brilliant. Thank you so much for coming back as quick as you could. Yes, I will. Right, so many things. Farkas, could you get the others so we can introduce everybody to know what we're doing and talking about that? And we will be with you in a few minutes because I'd like to have a quiet word with these three without everybody else listening for now. Farkas bows ever so slightly. It's really lovely to see you all again. Thank you very much for
You look great,
giving me
Farkas.
this opportunity. Thank you. I feel better. Thank you.
Less, dying.
Yeah. Quentin, kind of the Quasit is kind of just like has kind of jumped down, is kind of trying to get into one of Rock's packs. Quentin, come with me, please.
I love Quentin.
The Quasit just kind of goes, just slinks away. Right. You can weave something and kind of like there's a whoop for a second, and I think you recognise there's like a dome in the room to give you some peace and quiet. How are you all, first of all?
I'm good.
I think we're well, alive.
Did it? Yeah.
Excellent. How was Fallen Peak and Vadarak?
Loud.
Vadarak is definitely. I hate Vadarak. I'll be honest with you.
Oh.
It's one of those places you can get lots of really good magical stuff, but everyone selling it there is absolutely hideous.
There's some right creepy shops.
Oh, I think I know where you went.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's very...
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those places that young people dare themselves to go into. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to need a loyalty card for that shop.
So, I have news. I received a missive from some of our friends in Daklan, of all places. Yes, came via a private missive from our friends in the... Sorry, I'm just finding names.
There's just a couple of names.
Yeah.
There's just a couple of names.
There are just a couple of names. What's it? Royal Nation. Ilsin Meyer and sorry. Yeah, Ilsin Meyer sent us a missive saying that they had come across something they suspect might be one of the temples. Now, this came about... Basically, long story short, this thing magically appeared around about the same time of the Skyquake.
Oh.
Well, that seems unusually coincidental.
Some people from the university went over to investigate it, some archivists. Things went a little south. A group of adventurers and some soldiers were dispatched to sort it out. It is now under the purview of Ilsin at the moment, and she is holding the central court off, and under her terms, while I conduct a investigation. But she is worried that other people might start asking questions. So if she is worried that you will not get a chance to look at it once the royal court starts putting their thumbs in it.
I'll ruin everything.
Well, it's more of a case of they'll close the borders on it just because they want to. You know what Declanians are like. If it has a sniff of the old world, they will whip it up as quick as they can and put it away in a room somewhere.
Oh, we need to look at it first.
But that's why she contacted us.
Okay.
So she is down there with a small bunch of people, and she's trying to keep things smooth and kind of working over, but she is concerned that you need to get there quickly. Fortunately, it is our side of Daklan. It is happening in Malwind to the northeast. Near the borders of the Mystrium Empire, which is another reason we want to move quickly on this, because it's... I don't know if you know much about Malwind.
No.
It kind of looks at rock. Malwind was one of those places that was contested for a very long time. It has more than its fair share of Imperial sympathizers.
Yes, and I would put money on it that they're already aware of what's happening, so it's probably something we should see to soon-ish. Yes.
Yes. The other bit of news, Murug received a missive and a request for additional resources in Ladywell Farms. Apparently, there was an attack on some people there, and they have uncovered something.
Was there?
World site there as well.
Goodness.
Oh,
What
no.
a shocking eventuality.
This is new.
May I have a
Me.
deception check of all of you if you're trying to hide this from...
I'm not trying very fucking hard.
No, I'm not really.
I don't-
Oh, well, that was a
It's
21,
getting
so
involved.
apparently I am trying hard.
Mine was a something or other. Oh, no, actually, mine was an 18.
18, that's
We
not
are.
bad.
Oops.
But in truth, I wasn't really trying to hide it particularly. I was
No,
just
neither
waiting.
was I.
I was basically waiting till Aisling has to say something about it.
Well, Aisling,
Thanks.
I think he stops and he goes, "Oh, you already know about that. Okay, spill
Yeah,
it. What's going on?"
Well, I was there when it, yeah, it was like a whole thing.
Aisling came.
It wasn't Aisling that did the
No,
Did
they
yeah,
was?
just
No.
to clarify,
just
I
clarifying.
didn't do. Yeah, I just thank you for. Yeah, I
You really
didn't
do need to
that.
start leading with that, you know.
And Aisling
Should
didn't-
I have to though?
Aisling didn't do the daddies. That was someone
That's
else.
actually very offensive, Rock, and you shouldn't call them daddies. You should be more respectful of the not alive anymore.
The daddies. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so
I was-
what has happened since this attack then?
Well, we directly didn't get involved ourselves yet, although we were questioning whether we should send someone over there to help check out what is over there. But the Adventurers Guild did send a group of young adventurers to go and support Ludwig and make sure the site was secure and protected. So the Adventurers Guild have it at the moment. I believe Rebecca is aware because Marag wouldn't hide that sort of thing from her. Also, it would probably get back from her people over there eventually. But for now, it seems safe.
Well, we will be reporting to Rebecca at some point, so we can fill her in. But we were planning to go to Ladywell Farms. In fact, we were coming here first, and then our intention was to head there at some point after this, to carry on with the investigation that Aisling began. But she had some problems, obviously.
Absolutely. So I think what we'll do then, if it's okay, Aisling, I will get Gree to compare notes with you about what you know, and then we'll dispatch a few people over there until you are ready to get over there.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Because then we've got people we know and trust.
Yeah.
on
Okay.
set.
That works.
Oh, yes, just a quick mention. The Embers were involved with Ladywell Farm's location,
Heavily.
so I would suggest that if they are young adventurers, that they have some backup and sort of keep their eyes open, because I think we're dealing with Ember's interest again.
We'll make sure that
Yeah.
we let Rebecca know that when we head up to the Citadel.
I've got a ton of diagrams and drawings from what I saw as well, by the way, so I can give those to Gree too.
Well, that will excite Master Hemlock, I'm sure, and help us a lot.
Okay, cool.
So, that is pretty much it. Yes, I don't think there's anything else that we need to, but just we need to try and get you over into Malwind as quickly as we possibly can.
How would we get to Melwind? I mean, we do have a beautiful ship now.
You will need to take a
Yeah,
ship.
we got a ship. Yeah, we bloody better do, because we've only just got it. I want to take it everywhere.
Which comes to an idea. And Eugene, you might be able to assist me with this. I am thinking about setting up a teleportation spell on the deck of the ship if it's not going to disrupt it. So that should we need to travel to where you are, we can at least focus on that.
Oh, that's cool.
Sounds like a good idea.
Excellent. We'll probably need to be me that sets that up, just to make sure it's just a little bit above most people at the moment. I'm sure you'll be there very soon. Gree, not much further behind you either, but some of the others not quite. Not Farkas's speciality either. Bright person, Farkas. I'm very pleased that they found their way back to the light.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
I mean, they certainly weren't looking great the last time we saw them. So the teleportation circle, would that be something that we can, deactivate should we need to? Or
Well, Eugene will know the rudimentary basics of how to activate and deactivate a
very
circle
well.
if you need to. You're, of course, worried for security purposes if somebody just wants
Yes.
to help themselves to your ship.
Well,
Yeah.
we do know that there's somebody with some quite substantial magical knowledge doing things connected with the Embers, so I would rather there's not something that increases risk.
Pyron Pyrus is, it's a much more mystically educated individual than I had anticipated.
Apparently he's gone off and done some studying for a few years.
Missed that one.
Nerd.
That's on us. Anyway, shall we introduce you to the rest of the team as it stands at the moment?
Yeah.
Sure.
And if there are any additional names that you can consider throwing in, please do let me know. This is just the beginning. Also, I think our guardian, as she stands, would like to have a chat about possible recruits to help protect us in the field when we need to go to places. And it kind of drops the spell, and you feel that magical pressure changes, and kind of the air just kind of turns back to normal.
Our ears pop.
Yeah, a little bit. And it kind of leads you back out into what was the dining room, stroke second library. And
You're like a hobbit with your libraries. I don't think he knows about second library.
gnomes.
Oh.
It's not a real house until you have at least 2 libraries. In there is...
I mean, it's not much of a house without a dining room, but there we go.
Standing in there are a couple of very familiar faces and a couple less familiar faces. Perb kind of opens the door and kind of guides you in. Standing nearly right at the entrance with a big smile is Gree, who beams at all of you, but particularly at Eugene, who he gently, softly stands next to as soon as he can. Farkas is there with Quentin, chatting to a very plain-looking, sharp-featured human woman about Eugene's age, with like quite tightly bunned hair, in like a grey robe, which kind of has the markings of the magic school Arcana Mysterium on it, who kind of smiles thinly at Eugene with a respectful nod, who Eugene would immediately recognise is Milith Weirdsmith, his childhood friend and rival. The other character standing towards the back with a spell book open, just checking a few things, is a tall, red-skinned tiefling wearing very elegant robes, gold trims, who you have actually all met before. This is Bonnie, the tiefling wizard, who is very friendly with Neve at the Ogre's Rest, who performed prestidigitation to try and clean poor Eugene up after your sewer incident.
Oh yeah.
And she
I got most of it off with the soap.
and the spirit and the
And the mage hands just like that was hilarious.
And sitting with her arms folded, and a kind of a slight smile on her face, is a black-scaled dragonborn that you all know and love, Riskarif.
Yay!
Her tail wrapped around one of the legs. Her spear you can see up in the corner.
Where is name
Yes, what is her name?
Driftwood's
Yeah.
daughter?
Not there at the moment, but that's just because she might be off doing something.
Okay.
I can't remember her. Aaron, not Aaron.
No.
I will find it. And
I will look through my notes on these lovely session notes from a notepad by Theo, and I will. I'll have a look. But anyway, yes. Yes, we'll just sort of say hello to everybody. Particularly, I would probably go over and chat to Riskus once we've done the initial introductions and stuff. But
yeah,
I will wait for Uncle Perp to finish his stuff.
Elise is her name.
Elise, that's
thank you. Yeah, I think Perb explains that Elise is out on an errand at the moment with Bordeus. Because she's much, although she's really sharp and she knows Fey magic, she's a lot further behind on practical magics and world history than the rest of this lot.
Understandably, not being really from this world.
Bonnie snaps the book closed and she smiles, that big smile. She goes, "Oh, lovely, they're here." And she goes, "Oh, you are looking a lot better than the last time I saw you." And she goes, less sewery. How are we doing, dears?
Better than sewery. The bar ain't high, but you know.
Well, it's wonderful to be here, and it's wonderful to see you all again, and I hope I can help.
How is Neve?
Beautiful, elegant, and wonderful, and fierce like the fire that she lights every morning.
Still ever so slightly scary?
Absolutely, that's the way she should always be.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. I'd be disappointed if she was anything else. Do send my love. Calmly.
Carefully.
When she's in a good mood.
Yeah.
Milith kind of walks up and offers her hand. I'm Milith Weirdsmith. It is a pleasure to meet you. I've heard a lot about you, Master Rock and Aisling. Hi, Eugene.
Milith.
Adventuring.
I watch
cold.
way too many cartoons, but literally there were icicles dripping on that speech bubble.
Ice cold. Snow.
adventuring.
I just got a chill.
Good for you.
Oh,
You look good. And
Thanks.
this is going to be interesting, I think. At least she kind of looks around. She leans in, and I think whispers just so Eugene goes. And you might be the only stimulating company here, other than your uncle.
I don't know whether to be offended by that or not. I'm
trying. Okay, I'm trying.
okay.
Okay.
What do you want?
For this to work,
Okay.
this is important stuff. So, this is the team as it is. Alice will be joining us where she can. She's learning a lot, but she isn't directly specialist in anything at this point in time. These will be the people we can look into. We're currently searching every history book and magic tome we can for that list of names you gave me. Got to admit, all a bit confusing. Other than Thornhammer, we haven't found any, and Zilman, we haven't exactly got any real leads. Now, I'm putting out a couple of feelers to New Doan, but we know how wonderfully receptive they can be about helping outsiders.
I know what you mean.
Well, actually, I might have an in for us
Oh,
potentially. The at the ball. I can't remember her official title, but I would.
Keeper Eternal.
That's the one. I spoke with the Keeper Eternal actually, and
It's a throwaway title. I'm sure it's not as
yeah,
Wow, it doesn't actually mean
earth-shatteringly grand as it sounds.
An elf basically means head doorman.
Auntie Keeper Eternal, or KP as she told us to call her.
she actually extended an invitation to me to go to New Doan and
that is very useful.
Rock is going to just add, as Eugene says that, well, she was very loudly and pointedly, not at all directing it towards Millis. Well, she was very impressed with Eugene's obvious, incredible innate abilities and insights. Yes, so
Basically, just handed him a scholarship. Like, couldn't help it. It just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure if magic school is for me. It seems a bit limiting. But
I hear like 1/3 of the students die.
You know.
I mean, honestly, Eugene, you're so much further sort of ahead and above that now. Anyway, so sorry, you were saying, Uncle Perv.
Well, that's that's a wonderfully good in. That is good. I might get you to write me an introductory letter, if that's okay, Eugene, so we can start that conversation. Sadia Zilman, wasn't it? The Keeper Eternal? Yes, I spoke to her briefly on the night. Seemed like, I mean, obviously everybody wanted to. Charming woman. Charming woman. Okay, excellent. We will totally take advantage of that if we can. I think Milif bristles for a second and then kind of does, that sort of, I've reacted, I'm aware I've reacted, I will patiently be patient with myself and with the situation and calm.
Oh, no, you won't.
Wow.
I'm ungrateful as shit. You're embarrassed.
I'm going to just ask, Uncle Perb, I wonder if I may ask that you add an additional name to your research, if possible.
Absolutely, if we've got someone we can trust. All more eyes and...
No, I don't mean to the research team. I mean in terms of you researching things.
Yes, of course.
I wondered if you could find any information about somebody called Keresh Kelzir.
Koresh Kelzir. It kind of
Yes.
nods over, and you see Farkas is already writing it down on a chalkboard of information for and you can see this is kind of like blocked up, and there's people who have written their names on what they're looking at, just so they can all keep tabs and people are not double checking.
And who's staying behind for detention afterwards?
God, that's so efficient.
May I ask, Rock? Of course, we will definitely tell you who we're looking for here.
To be honest, I really don't know who they are, but in my research, they are in some way connected to happenings within the Empire that may or may not be connected to all of this. It's a name that popped up in research, connected loosely with history of my family, but I don't know this name. So it did seem to sort of be of significance, and that's unusual that there'd be a name I've never heard.
Absolutely.
So if you wouldn't mind along the way, that would be most helpful.
Rebrain Chris for a second, because I didn't write it down in time. And so I know which character are you looking for?
It was Koresh Kelzir.
Ah, yes.
Spelt with an N and 4 P's.
Of course.
Because it's D&D.
It might be more history related or anything. It could be a good one to get young Alice and her singular focus on.
Whatever. I don't want to derail your current research. I just thought it might be helpful.
If you think it's relevant, we can look it in. If it doesn't turn up anything, we'll let you know what we find.
I do feel like it's connected somehow.
Roughly what sort of period are we looking for?
The period that Chris told me about.
So around about the formation of the Empire.
I was going to say it was the first emperor, wasn't it?
Around about the formation of the first Empire, of the Empire and the conquest of the North.
Yes, so I should tell him that, obviously. Yes, like I say, I don't want to derail the research, but if you could have a look into that name, that would be most helpful.
Excellent. If there are any people that you have met who you think we can trust to bring in on this, please do let us know. Riskarif particularly, you can see that there's this kind of slight tension. This has clearly been a matter of debate. Is concerned that we don't have enough capable warriors to protect us out in the field. And I'm not disinclined to disagree. I just think our focus should be on information at this point. But if you have people we can trust, Riskarif folds her arms again, just rolls her eyes a little bit.
I mean, I definitely think that will need to be attended to in the next phase of this whole project, because once the research is done, I would imagine we will need to be in the field a little more. So I think Riskarif is right, just perhaps a little early in the preparations for that. But I'm just going to sort of lower my voice a little and just go, but I certainly wouldn't clash with her.
I think if you look up over Uncle Perb's shoulder, she just gives you a gentle wink and a thank you.
I mean, surely these researchers who spend their times in libraries and books will be perfectly fine out in the field fighting, right? Yeah,
they're going to be tough. Definitely
totally.
not squishy intellectuals.
No.
Hey, squishy intellectuals can be tough too.
That's true. When they know Fireball, of course they can.
Yeah.
I think right next to you, Eugene, you hear Gree go, yeah, I agreed with Riskarif on that one.
Hey, you did fine all the times we were in combat.
And I was terrified the whole time.
Well, I'm generally terrified too.
I know. I was less terrified because
Why do you think I know so many teleportation spells?
I'm out.
It helps with the fear to know that I've got a misty step in the flank.
Oh, I'm learning so many shield-related evocation spells at the moment.
Yes, shield has definitely saved me more than once.
Nice to see you, Master Gristle.
Lovely to see you too, Master Rock.
Hi, Gray.
Hey, Ashling, how you doing? He kind of opens his arms for an Ashling hug.
Yeah, I'm straight in. Am I taller than him, or is he taller than me?
You're about the same height. No, he's a bit taller. He's a little bit taller than Eugene, so he's a little bit taller than you because you two are about the same height. So
Okay,
you
never mind.
look
Because if
like
he was
you're
shorter
taller
than
'cause
me,
you have
I
horns.
fully. Yeah. Well, he's got horns too, but mine go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His go around.
I just wondered because if he was shorter than me, I fully would have just like lifted him off his feet in the hug.
You could do that anyway, right?
I can try.
I mean,
Definitely
He's
shorter
very
than he is.
slender.
Yeah, he weighs nothing.
Yeah.
He's a wee waif.
Is there a central table where everyone's working around that looks like either like Perb's desk or...
Yeah, I think so. I think Perp has got a desk as well, where there's it kind of you recognise it by the amount of other people's stuff that's on there being not checked, but like tied into what the research is.
Okay. Can I, at some point, whenever it seems the most convenient, I will roll sleight of hand. I want to try and attach the bobblehead to his desk without him seeing, so that the others see it before he does, basically.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand for that as well.
21.
Hey.
Amazing. Yeah, I think you wait until everyone sort of somebody says something that sparks not a debate so much, but like a flurry of opinions and perspective.
Where they're all huddled in the
theories.
corner going, books, 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 books.
Including Eugene. It is the call of the scholar. Books, 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 books.
Yeah, then I'm just going to try and sort of sleight of hand it onto his desk so that they all see it before he gets back to his desk.
Amazing. Yeah, no, it kind of pops. You pop it down there, no problem, and then you kind of step back. And I think the rest of the meeting is kind of like most perfunctory, just kind of checking details with you about stuff that you've already told them, and you go from there really. And after a few minutes or that, Uncle Poe goes, right, well, everyone has got their jobs and their tasks. Farkas, could you please help Elise start tracking down Kiresh Kilzia when she gets back? She's going to love that one. She likes history. Strange girl. Wonderful company.
I mean, she does have a unique upbringing.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, obviously I've met Ashling and a lot of Seelie Fae, but I've never met someone who's only ever existed in the Unseelie before. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
It was quite an interesting meeting, wasn't it, Eugene?
Yeah.
Well, she speaks very highly of the pair of you, so... well, all
that's
three
nice.
of you, actually.
Very clever girl, yes.
Right. So, shall we go and report to Rebecca? I have some findings I want to sort of compare with her as well. So
Yes, and we should probably fill her in on the Ladywell Farm thing as it's Ember connected.
yes,
I feel like I should have told more people about that.
It's fine. We've been very busy.
They found out on their own anyway, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, word got
Kind of
round.
solved
It's
it.
fine.
It sort of solved itself, didn't it? It happens a lot.
It solved itself. Yeah,
All wrapped up in
that's
a
how
neat
things
little
work.
package.
Yeah.
I mean, Ludwig and the local sheriff were going to look into it anyway, so they just took it to their natural conclusion, which is Ludwig was like, no, I'll take it to Maruk. He's more reliable.
Why?
To be honest, there's nothing wrong with, that's how things get solved. If you just leave them long enough, someone else does it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think we should take that kind of tack with this problem.
Yeah,
That's
It'll be all right.
That should be
No.
that's not our mantra for this one, no?
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
So Perb moves you through the house to where the summoning circle is just outside the back door of the mansion, as it were, in real
Put
space.
Clementine to bed before we go.
Oh, you want to pop in and see Clementine?
I
She
want to put
smells
her to
of a
bed.
frog on you, and she doesn't talk to you.
No!
The betrayal. The
No.
smell of betrayal.
Damn it.
No, she doesn't. She's very pleased to see you.
Good. I put her in her little swamp bed and make sure she's comfy before
She
we go.
is very comfy and happy.
Good.
In a cozy little swamp.
She
Yeah,
is
with a little like lily pad over the top of her.
She is the happiest artificial apparition in existence.
Yep.
Perb guides you all to the magic circle when you're ready, and takes you directly through to the citadel. The main circle is more heavily guarded than you have seen it before.
Yeah, good.
Makes sense.
You have to wait a minute or two as they check your business. And
I beg your pardon.
Check your bag.
check your business.
Can you?
Not checking my business without consent. Thank you. Do teleportation circles have like, I don't know, a warning bell or something, or do you just like appear? Because whoever's guarding the teleportation circle will shit themselves if they're just like they've been waiting for 3 hours or days. Suddenly there's like 4 people like boom right in front of them.
It does now. It didn't
Okay,
before. It does now. It takes you a couple of minutes to kind of just check why you're there. It's easy to confirm who you are, but there's somebody comes down and just does cast detect magic on you just to make sure none of you are using disguise self or anything like
They
that.
do it with a little scanner thing.
Yeah, detect magic.
Walk through this barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, secure
You have to
everything.
take your phones out, your jacket, take your boots off.
Fridge magnets.
Yeah, fridge magnets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't give him his fridge magnet, damn it.
Well, everyone was there. It felt weird.
It's a very intimate thing, giving a fridge magnet.
It's for you, Gene.
Oh.
I mean,
Look, I don't need Millis to have any more fuel. I'm going to embarrass myself. I'm definitely not doing
Oh,
it.
Milith is going to regret throwing any shade at you.
you are guided through to Rebecca's office. She looks a lot better than the last time you saw her. A lot more calm and collected. She is... no, Rooney. That was what the sleight of hand was for.
I put it on his desk so everyone else could see it before he does.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're guided through. She's looking a lot more calm and collected. She sat behind her desk. She is wearing leather armor, which she wasn't before. And she does have a guard in the room with her. But she smiles as you come in. Ah, there you are. Hello, welcome back. I've already received information that you took the ship. How is she?
Oh, it's wonderful, beautiful ship, and we now have a crew as well.
Fantastic. And you didn't have too many problems setting up in Vadarak. I know that they can drag their heels on admin sometimes.
No, we were remarkably fortunate, actually. We had someone who kind of helped us facilitate, and wait, was he the one who said say hi to Rebecca for him? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God, what was his name?
Davin Muldrap.
Davin, that's right. Yes, Davin Muldrup sends his regards.
Oh, of course he did.
Yes. Oh, I see you know him then.
Yes. She touches her head, not in a sort of, oh my God, him, more in a...
She's getting a headache already.
remembering hangovers sort of way.
Oh my God. They
Davin,
went out on rages together.
so
Oh my
you're
God,
working with
Nish.
Davin.
I wouldn't say working. I mean, they helped us, but
Yeah.
we're not.
Right,
We
so-
don't have to spend a lot of time with them, do we?
Confirmation. Davin is lovely, wonderful,
Yes.
incredibly trustworthy,
Yes.
and
I
I
loved
could
him.
not recommend him highly enough. My God, that man can drink.
Oh, we never got to that bit.
Well, here's the question: can he drink as much as he can talk?
More.
Oh dear. Okay.
Party
Well.
time. Party
Anyway,
time.
he sends his regards, but was exceptionally helpful in introducing us to a captain and helping us get our crew sorted. So.
Actually, a sweetheart. When he rose to his position, he and I brokered some trade deals just to make life easier. He was really good to work with. But yes, he's a character.
Oh yes.
I'm pleased. I'm actually pleased because anybody could have tried to put their finger in what you're doing, but at least somebody we can trust is there.
Yes, we're very fortunate, and we did sort of stress the need to check crew well for any dealings or tattoos or any others. Oh, speaking of embers, they were involved with a few deadies, apparently. I thought
Hey, now we've
may like
discussed
to...
this, Rock. You can't say that.
I'm very confused about what is going on
I'm
right
so
now.
sorry.
Did we break rock?
Finally.
It's happened.
But anyway, Ashley, do carry on.
No,
Sorry, while this is happening, I just need to BRB real quick.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I'm not going to make you go through a full description.
Good, because I probably can't remember all of it.
Yeah, for our newer viewers, Aisling on the solo adventure went back to Ladywell Farms to find the place where she picked up her warlock patron. Whilst there, she uncovered that the group's enemies, the Embers, were involved in trying to use her to get to the temple where she found the article which connects her to her patron. They also cleaned house, killing off the researchers who had the site, had taken over the site after Aisling had left. Yes, so you kind of explain this in the loosest terms and Rebecca asks you a lot of details, just because she wants to make sure she understands fully what's going on.
I'll show Rebecca some of the drawings and stuff as well.
And
because I've definitely drawn things multiple times. Even though I've left some drawings with the researchers, I will have other little things that I can show Rebecca.
Oh, Gree was massively excited to kind of take stuff off and kind of have a closer look at things and stuff like
Use
that.
the fantasy photocopier.
Yeah, he and Riskriff were already talking about how to get out there quickly, so they could have a look.
Amazing. Cool.
Rebecca, in that wonderfully sort of semi-intense way, takes everything in and draws out more information than you intended to tell her initially. But you kind of do feel comfortable. She's one of the few people that actually knows about Alabaster. So she has a few. She kind of glances at Perb and then you just to check that she's okay to talk about some of the details.
He knows about Alabaster, doesn't he?
Not directly. I don't think
Uncle Herb.
I don't think you guys talked to him directly about it, have you?
Oh no, I don't think we've talked to him directly. I just assumed he knew, but
I mean, I don't mind him knowing.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of trusting him with a lot of stuff already, so it does feel natural to kind of say to him about it. And I think there's a conversation about who Alabaster is and things like that, and he's like, oh, well, this is very pertinent information. This will be really useful for our research. Okay, and he starts immediately jotting lots of stuff down. I will keep an eye on this, and I will share this with just myself and Gree for the moment.
Yeah,
if that's okay.
if you wouldn't mind.
I mean, we haven't been terribly discreet up until recently, but it does appear that this is more connected to the bigger picture than we thought. So it's probably best if we don't share too much information about Alabaster, etc., widely.
I'm shy and retiring.
Aisling finds that fucking hilarious and does laugh in his face, metaphorically.
Which of course doesn't appear weird at all when you laugh out loud randomly for no particular reason.
Actually, knowing you've got a demon in your head that's telling you things makes a lot of sense.
I know, right? So many things seem more understandable now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, you are Yes, you are making so much more sense. Well, I get it. I just thought that it was, and not to be dismissive, I thought that you, Fae are more in tune with the universe. Something else was going on. So, yes. So, well, thank you for letting me in on that. That's really good. I wonder if there's a way for us we can have a conversation with Alabaster sometime. That would be fascinating.
Anyway, back to the discussion about the temples.
So, this temple at Ladywell Farms is where you got your powers to start with, where you found the box and Alabaster. Aisling, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. So, and you said that you're going to look into this perb. I'm going to put a couple of researchers on it. However, I might tap Marog for some additional support because we didn't really appreciate just how important this is or how connected to everything it was. I think that's a good idea. Just keep it between us, everyone in this room, and Marog for the moment. He should send people that he trusts only. If the Embers are still keeping an eye on the site, we don't want them involved anymore. We have. Obviously, I can't keep you and send you there straight away, but if we can make that a secondary priority, get you back over there, I'd like some eyes on this room you mentioned, Aisling.
Yeah, it seems like that's going to be quite an important room.
I mean, we were planning to visit the Ladybell Farms location and to do some more research and perhaps do some drawings, etc., and figure out what some of the markings that Aisling saw
Yeah,
there
some
might
particularly relevant stuff there. So
This compass probably should be our first place because it might be a big hint.
yeah, it seemed like a pretty hinty looking thing.
Excellent. Well, this is going to help us a lot. Thank you for sharing, Aisling. And I know that must have been a very traumatic experience for you. So
Yeah, it wasn't great. It definitely wasn't the plan. Yeah, it was just supposed to be a go and investigate a little bit, and turned into what it turned into. So
right.
Eugene went on a date. And I had that.
Absolutely mortified as soon as you said that.
So I had that.
Just a
Eugene's
little
got to
bit,
have a nice dinner.
a little bit like Theo's reaction just was.
Why are you telling Rebecca Florida about my date?
Because I just wanted to compare. Like we all had our own little
Aisling.
things, and
Well, I mean, it was quite an eventful week. I mean, Aisling had that. I discovered there's a plot against my life, and Eugene went on a very successful date. So it's.
Do you
Yeah,
need
there's a lot
additional
happening.
protection, Rock?
you weren't saying you wanted an assistant. Maybe you could have an assistant who's like packing. Just saying.
I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm just not going to go for that. No, I think I'm fine. Besides, I'm sure it's all fuss and nonsense. It'll blow over. But I think we need to focus on having a look at these potentially two now temples that are out there, because it's the first time we've actually had some idea of where they may be.
Well, if it's all right with you, I mean, you must prioritize as you see fit. But I would definitely think our allies in Dakland might need your assistance first.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think either of them are particularly time sensitive for us. But if there is a risk that either the court or the Empire may get involved in the temple in Dakland, I suggest we move quickly on that one.
We have more allies in Dakland than we do in the Empire. We have our friends in the Empire, but
we do.
There are more moving pieces there to worry about. So
yes, but I also suspect they already know what's happening with this potential temple that's been found. Their spies are everywhere, so we should probably move quite quickly on that one.
Yes. Okay. Well, I will leave it to you. You have you have ways to reach me if you need any support or assistance. As of course, publicly I can't be seen to be pushing too hard on this, but privately, anything I can do is there for you.
Thanks.
Thank you. How have things been here with restaffing after the
Yeah.
revelations?
Doing some serious background checks now, huh?
Yes, well, it turns out Julie is very good at hiring people.
Oh, yes.
And has pretty much found anybody suspicious very quickly. She's a canny woman, that.
Yes, she is very good at finding out information that others may not be able to.
I recently hired, although I'm still staffing internally, externally, I recently encountered a group of people who wanted to assist. You might know them, river rats?
Oh, yeah.
We have had some encounters with them, yes, and it turned out to be quite reliable, if somewhat mercenary in terms of looking after their own, but...
Yeah, but like in a good way.
Oh, yes, very much so, and were very, very good with us.
Turns out the Embers upset more people than the Magpies and us, so they are doing their best on the street level to make sure that they chase back any connections. It's
Amazing.
looking like they have cleared out entirely, but if there's anything left, we will find it.
Good. I'm glad, as long as everyone is safe, I guess, as they can be. But the Embers seem to have disappeared from here now.
I think whatever they were hunting for at the cairn, once you involved yourselves, that was enough to put them off.
We scared them off.
For now. They've probably moved on to other things, so we just need to find out where they went. That's the biggest concern, because that might tie as to who else might be supporting them.
Did we manage to capture any of them?
Lower lieutenants and things, pawns that were sacrificed in larger moves, generally.
Yeah.
Not knowing your enemy was that infused or that big, you can't sort of protect yourself in the same way.
Yes, fair enough.
Right. Well, get yourself some rest and then get out, with the nicest way, get out of Klaus Kern as quick as you can.
Okay.
Rude.
It is incredibly good to see you, and this is excellent news. And she kind of folds things up and passes them back to Perb. In a sort of, I'm not keeping anything here because I don't trust my own people still kind of way.
Oh boy.
Good luck. And I shall hear from you soon.
Of course, we'll send word, yes.
Perb leads you back out. Well, that was very informative. Right, so, Eugene, you and I have a small project to do. We're going to see if your engineer will allow us to put a magic circle on your ship that we can turn on and off.
Whoa. Good luck.
Yeah, you might want to approach delicately on that front. Just if we can assure him that no harm will come to the ship.
You'll
I
just
think
use command strips. You
it will
won't
be
glue
fine.
anything. You won't nail anything.
It's a rug.
Yeah,
that
maybe
you
if
can
we
pick up.
don't tell him about, all the runes that will have to be inscribed. Like maybe gloss over that part.
And perhaps
Use like
some
a whiteboard pen or something.
some reassurances that everything can be sort of healed and mended if it, we need to at any point. Yes.
It's like a fussy landlord.
Is this your engineer's an artificer, I take it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're always so precious about everything, honestly. Clever people, very precious.
I appreciate it. We don't want them ruining the ship. We've only had it a week now. I don't want
We're
them
not going to ruin the ship. We're going to make it better.
No, I'm just saying in
Right,
general.
it's
It's
gonna be
it's
pretty.
nice that he's looking out for the ship. I mean, it's
Gonna lower the engines, just give it a spoiler.
put some
Oh,
neons
yeah.
on the bottom.
Put some flat screens in.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah, knock
fish
out one
tank
of the
in the
back
dashboard.
knock out one of the back windows and put some speakers in.
And then,
Yep.
And it's all right with you. Once we've got that done, Eugene, can I borrow you for a couple of days for some research to get some things moving forward here?
Days? You stealing him?
And
You know, I'll never say no to research.
Oh.
in the meantime, Brock and Aisling, once we get the circle going, you can make your way up to the Sky Temple and our friends, and we can have Eugene join you once you're closer.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Just me and you, Rock. You excited?
I mean, do hurry, Eugene.
I'm going to break him.
Do.
Why are you doing that?
Don't worry about it.
Please hurry, Eugene, please.
You can't rush good research, Rob.
Try.
I'm just leaning on Rock's arm like, you love me, really.
Dear. And with that, we shall end today's episode. Eugene gets down to some research. Rock and Aisling get down. Get some much needed materials ready, and then start the ship up, ready to head up northeast into Daklan.
Good boy.
And
Hey.
Going to Declan.
going to Daklan.
To buy a Heat magazine.
Oh, God.
I can't be the only one that remembers that advert.
Oh, weird.
The boundary between Aisling and Charlie is
I know. It's
Thinner
very
and
close.
thinner and thinner.
Oh dear.
Oh, no, people definitely
Ha.
remember it.
Apparently people did remember
You're
that.
welcome.
Clearly,
See?
you and I don't watch enough TV, Wayne.
Hey, I'm from Africa. I blame that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't use that excuse every time, Wayne.
Oh, yes, I can.
And yes, he will. Lovely people, we have been Some Other Heroes. Thank you very much to the new viewers who joined us. Thank you very much to our wonderful regulars. We love doing this for you. Big shout out to our amazing mods, Bespectacled Man and Feline Trickster, Nikki and Michelle for all the wonderful things they do. You
Beautiful
guys,
babes.
You are all wonderful. We are back next week with our next episode. Minus a Theo. I miss you all.
Oh,
Damn it. Yeah.
But I will let people tell you what they are up to, where you can find them, and anything else. Charlie, would you like to go first?
cool. Yeah. You can find all my stuff at charlievince.com. I'm pretty sure that's on the gorgeous new layout somewhere.
I made sure it was still there. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. That's got all the links to my social media stuff, primarily Instagram for obvious reasons, because there's not much point using Twitter at the moment.
No.
And yeah, there's my shop on my website, there's my portfolio, there's lots of pretty things. I have a newsletter, there's some free downloadables on my website of cool stuff, all sorts of good things. So that's where you can find me. And this has been really, really fun. Thank you everyone for coming. And of course, hi mum, love you mum.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Charlie's mum.
Mum.
Mwah.
See, last time we were completely in sync. 2 weeks later, we were a complete mess. Well, that one's brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah, we can practice.
Yeah, you got to get the harmonies right, guys.
Yeah,
We've discussed
exactly.
this.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. And Theo, would you go second, please?
Yes, I would. I have been Theo, and you can find me on the internet at theoblueillustration.com. Like Charlie, there is my work on there, my shop, links to my social medias and things. And I will not be here next week because I will be at the Fierce Babe Christmas market. But don't come to that. Stay in and watch Some Other Heroes.
Or do both. Have it on your phone whilst you're going around the market.
Yeah. And let me have a look when you come.
If you
up.
get there early, you can probably do both. So,
Amazing.
Yeah, it starts at 10, so you could come to that, and then you could go home and watch
Good
some
point.
other
That's
heroes.
probably
You could
what
do
I'm going
both.
to do.
yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna come both of us. Yeah.
You might see all of us in the same place at the same time. Wow.
Oh, no one's ready for that.
It's amazing when it happens, though. Complete chaos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Thank you so much for that, Theo. Wayne, would you like to go next, please?
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And as always, we really do appreciate it so much, having everybody here and all your support. Just as a quick note, following on Charlie's comment, we, as everybody is at the moment, I think we're all evaluating what we do with various social media platforms, etc. So do keep an eye out on our social media and stuff, because I think what we'll probably do is do a couple of polls over the next week or two to see how we can make sure that we keep connected to our audience and make sure that
Yes, Rooney. Everyone's on Tumblr.
Yeah, we're all
Everyone
going back to Tumblr.
jump
just
to the
make sure-
lifeboats that is Tumblr and DeviantArt.
Yeah, we don't
We
want
can't
to
go to
lose.
DeviantArt. They've got AI
Oh,
now.
Yeah, AI and
Yeah.
NFTs on
They
DeviantArt.
We don't want to
Don't.
lose. We don't want to lose our community and our
Oh.
connection and everything. But we also don't want to support anyone or anything that creates more clashes and more antagonism in the world. So anyway, keep an eye out. But as for me, you can find my stuff at waynefix.com. So and you can reach out on social media, which I'm on waynefix01 on most things, but mostly on Instagram anyway. So please do pop past and say hi and give me a follow, because I do appreciate it very, very much.
And congratulations to Wayne for not posting once, twice, but 3 times in the last week.
I know.
Yo, unprecedented.
I had like 9 Instagram posts in about 5 years, and then I did 3 in a week. So I reckon I don't have to post for another 6 months or so.
Bonkers.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I chat a lot. I just don't post a lot. It's okay.
Amazing. I shall go last then. My name is Chris Mepham. You can find most of my details at chrismepham.com/links, which also includes all the stuff for Some Other Heroes as it exists at the moment. We do have a Tumblr now. It's just starting up. We haven't figured out exactly what we're doing. It probably just going to move everything we do on Twitter over there, to be fair. It's at Some Other Heroes, wherever your media is socialed. That may expand and then retract as we figure out what the next steps are. One of the things we're going to talk to everybody about is Discord. I'm just making sure it's going to work for us as well as it could do. But we will keep you updated for that. We will all be back with the exception of Theo next week, and then the following week with our wonderful special guest, Jenny Toolschool. I'm very excited for that and to get you guys all together.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I can't think. Oh yeah, check out Wicked Game on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Prom.
Go and listen to Dice and a Slice. Some familiar voices on there. You might like it.
Spooky.
Some
Some velvety, luxurious voices.
Be lovely
Just
to one another.
lovely.
Take care of one another. It's really rough there. Don't let the nepotistic, oligarchic man-child drag you down.
Blood diamond, bad 420 jokes.
We love you all to pieces, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.